Zeus. Pull up to the gate at 1600 on the map. Yeah, supposed to be the people's house. I make it like a trap. Marble floors and chandeliers. I'm balling through the wall. Power to the people. Yeah, I gotta make that call. Trapping for the team, red and white and blue. That's me. Voices on the block. I'm breaking through. I got the keys. I'm in the lobby. Yeah, I'm moving like an OG. Posted in the Oval Office in the executive suite. Yeah, signing for the fam. Yeah, you know my game strong. Freedom is the banner, and I got my chains on. Secret Service watching snipers sitting on the roof. Truth is hitting hard.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen.
Founding fathers' vision. Yeah, I'm flexing with this cash. Big pharma, big tech, turn these dreams to bags. I'm the voice of the hood, trying to come and storm the gates. Balance in my hands, but the system's overweight. They painted white, yeah, but the stains running deep. Promising selling it, but you know it ain't coming cheap. Legends walk these
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you all are doing great and had a great weekend.
Big Zeus, it's the people's house. Big Zeus, powers in the air. Big Zeus,
yeah. Please tap the screen and share the live. We wanna hear your soul.
Yeah.
Who you think they asking for? They asking for that smoke. Hey.
Yeah, y'all think this is a joke.
Queen Lee. Good morning, Marissa.
Got your soul. Put my portrait on the wall. They're staring at me like I'm cold. Greatest story ever
W's in the chat for Rick. Let's get this show started, ladies and gentlemen. You know,
all I need is a spark. Red phone.
we don't got all morning to do the Lord's work. Good morning, Ebony Pearl Princess. Wow, how are you?
It's like I'm
All right, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go!
and I can't escape.
You know what it is, ladies and gentlemen. You know
It's like deja vu. It's me, Zeus. It's deja vu when I'm running up these racks. I'm like the Terminator screaming,
I'll be back.
It's deja vu when I'm out here flying first class.
It's like every week I gotta take out the trash. I'm on top of my game, ahead of the class. You can tell that I made it. Look at my grass.
Cars in the garage. You can't
Guess who's
see
back,
the
ladies and
gas.
gentlemen? It's
But
Big
games
Zeus. Let's
I
go.
won't finish last.
Sitting in my living room screaming how we made it. This is how it's supposed to happen when you're rich and famous.
The algorithm turned to a
Come on with
maniac.
that stuff.
I guess we going viral cause my zodiac.
Woo.
I got
Oh, look at Devil Dog. I see you, Devil Dog.
Benjamin Franklin is my best.
There he goes. I see you. You're crying already. Woo, I got him.
They don't get me.
I got him this morning. Well.
I said it with
Oh my
chest
God,
'cause
this is
I
so
mean it.
amazing.
Got
I'm
a
in a
lot
good
of
mood already.
confidence and I'm conceited.
Let's go.
Y'all call me the master with a new whip.
Here we go, here we go.
I'ma take
Listen to
off
Devil
in
Dog
this
right here.
spaceship.
I'll tell you what,
Uh-huh.
I haven't gone into Zeus's live in a couple of days.
Yes.
Keep it
Shit
clean.
was
Keep it
radical.
clean.
Very
Uh-huh.
radical.
It was horrible. I'm like, you've gone. Zeus has gone way off the rails.
Oh, Devil
Like
Dog.
deja vu.
Dang, man.
It's like deja vu.
Man, where you get your
It's
information
like
from?
deja vu.
Who told you that about me?
It's like deja vu.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, we're back in the Thunderdome. I'm your host. I'm your pilot. And once again, we are here to do the work that it takes to save this great country of ours from the evil clutches of Donald J. Trump and his legion of MAGA demons, a.k.a. the devil dogs out there, who are all hell-bent on destroying the United States of America because there's a bunch of immature, underdeveloped, just totally emotionally unstable, corrupt, wicked, evil, sick individuals, all right? And so what I do is spectacular. It's sensational. I have a magical ability to actually speak to the demon directly inside of them and conjure it out of them so that they can no longer get away with being just as I described, right? And so before I get into that, let me go ahead and introduce myself. If this is your first time listening to someone like myself, I go by the name Zeus, or as some like to say, Triple H. Why do they call me Triple H? Well, it's quite simple. First H is because I am honest. I'm the most honest person on social media. Oh, get a grip. Get a grip. You asked me, am I going to tell you that it was staged? What does your mind tell you it was? You don't need me to tell you what's obvious. Come on now. So that's the first H. The second H is because guess what? I am humble. I'm the most humble person on social media. There's nobody more humble than me. If I get it wrong, I'll be the first to apologize. All right. But here's the thing: just because your feelings get hurt, it doesn't mean that I owe you an apology. I'll give you a good example. There's a guy out here named Wildman Grinder 69. He's a racist. He's a hillbilly. He just needs to own it right now. I tell him and his 85-year-old pappy, y'all a bunch of racists. I actually called his 85-year-old pappy. I said, "You're Mr. Racist," and they got upset with me. But then guess what? After a conversation with me, they actually accused me of being racist. So I said, "Listen up. If you said there's no such thing as racism in 2026, but then you talk to me and then there's racism, then that means you lied to me when you said there's no such thing as racism." And so just because I hurt your feelings, it doesn't mean that I owe you an apology. It means you need to sit your special behind down and listen to this special broadcast. And that leads me to the last and the final H, ladies and gentlemen. And a lot of Trump voters, especially the MAGA men, they struggle in this category, and rightfully so, because they don't understand that in order to be the most handsome, which is what I am, right? You got to be good on the inside, and then that shines outwardly. And so, with that being stated, let's go to my next part of my show this morning. Did you all have a great weekend? Did you all have a great weekend out there? You all were keeping up with politics, I suppose, and you were doing your own investigations, your independent investigations into what was going on. Yeah, and we're going to definitely cover the staged the hoax. We're going to cover the hoax that occurred over this weekend. One thing I love to do is literally watch a good movie from the beginning until the end. And so we're going to talk about the movie Donald Trump is continuing to try to orchestrate. Because you actually saw a photo of him. There's a photo of him at the dinner standing behind the scenes looking out through the curtain. Did you see this photo? And I said, wow, this guy seriously, this man's serious. He's very serious about his production. You ever see that movie, The Jackson 5, and then the new movie, The Jacksons? He's like the Joe Jackson in the situation right now. You better hit your moves or you're done. All right. And so we'll get into that. And before I do, let me go ahead and say this. If you are a Trump supporter out there, do me a favor and leave this show right now, because I hit, I don't miss. I just thought of that. I hit, I don't miss. And you can ask anybody that's ever encountered me. All right. Seriously, Chris. We had a guy come up on my show last week pretending he wasn't a demon. And boy, oh boy, I want to remind you all, I'm the nice person. But trust me, there are sharks in the water in this comment section. There are sharks in the water. They're just circling, waiting for a drop of that MAGA blood to just hit the water. And as soon as it does, you're done. So I would encourage you, if you do not want to experience that level of just total pain, total destruction, leave this show right now, because it's going to get very uncomfortable in here. I promise you it will. But get this, you don't got to take my word for it. How about this? Why don't you listen to your leader?
If you're not happy here,
shark
then
attack.
You can leave.
Yeah.
As far as I'm concerned, if you hate our country, if you're not happy here, you can leave.
You hear that?
If you're not happy in the U.S., if you're complaining all the time, very simply, you can leave. You can leave right now.
True.
Come back if you want. Don't come back. It's okay too. But if you're not happy, you can leave.
All right. And so with that, the doors to the Thunderdome, they've officially closed. And you know me, I take no responsibility for the job that I do. I take great pride in it. And actually, it's a great pleasure that I do. It's one of the most amazing jobs I've ever had. Sending every single one of you Trump supporters straight to hell. All right, and so let's get into what we all watched and witnessed over the weekend. You know, this weekend, if I could be very upfront and honest with all of you, I said I'm going to watch this White House Correspondents dinner, because it was the one that he said he would attend for whatever the reasons were in the past. He was unable to attend, you know. And so I said, okay, I'm going to set aside, because, you know, I got to monitor this demon, right? And I'm going to monitor this thing from the beginning to end. And then I'm going to have an opinion about what's going to happen. Because I was waiting to see who would be brave enough to honestly say something to him that's honest. It'd be amazing if he ever invited me to it. Now, I wouldn't go, but I would definitely, you know, remote in and say what needs to be said. But he didn't do that. And so, you know, and then, you know, people were messaging me and they're saying, Zeus, something doesn't feel right. Something doesn't feel right. It just seems to me like, you know, he's just so desperate. Why would he be desperate? And I'm like, oh yeah, his poll numbers. Yeah, the gas prices are sky high. And I said, but he wouldn't go as far as to stage anything crazy, because we're far away from the midterms, right? That's why I said. So I said, but then I said to myself, I can't put that past him because the Butler thing, right? Anybody that would stage the Butler situation, the Butler hoax, that's a desperate person, and you can't put anything past them. That's what I said to myself. So I actually have it in writing where I messaged people, and I said, he's a cornered animal. He'll do anything. So, the day goes on, and then you start seeing things popping out about what's happening there. You got things happening with, who is this lady right here? Let me see if we all remember this infamous moment. This is going to go down in American history as one of the most infamous moments when his press secretary said these words. Let me see if we can get this going, ladies and gentlemen.
I love it.
Do we not look like it? Like, we need to work out a number before the end of this.
People think we planned this. We didn't. We're just great minds think alike.
People think we planned this, but we didn't. And I'm trained in demonology. I'm really trained. And so when she said this, I said, oh, what are you talking about, Caroline Levitt? What are you talking about? People think we planned this. Of course you plan a White House Correspondents' dinner. Like, that's natural. But what are you saying to me?
Actually a thing. But you look beautiful.
Thank you. So do you.
Well, if you like this jacket, it also comes in men's.
I might need one.
Yeah, you say the word.
I need to throw that over my shoulders at the end of the night, Jimmy.
Give me this, okay? The president's about to go on,
Yes.
and as comedy comebacks go, this is the biggest middle finger in the history of comedy. It was 2011 when Barack Obama and Seth Meyers said, you'll never be president, boppity-bop.
So immediately I said, oh, Obama, you brought Obama back into this? Oh, okay. Oh, you're conjuring the spirits, the evil spirits. And this is when I said, okay, something serious is about to go down tonight, something evil and wicked. But I still wouldn't go as far as to think he would stage another Butler hoax because it's way too early. I didn't think he would do this.
Here we are with President Trump going on stage as a two-term president.
The first time.
And how about it? And you are, as you know, this man is ready to rumble, is he not?
Ready to rumble. Wow, we're turning this into a wrestling event all over again. Come on, keep on leaving the breadcrumbs for Big Zeus.
Ready to rumble. I will tell you, this speech tonight will be classic Donald J. Trump.
Classic Donald J. Trump. Thank you, Caroline. You couldn't have said it better.
It'll be funny. It'll be entertaining. There will be some shots fired tonight in the room.
That part. And he literally chuckled. Look at what she said. And she was very descriptive. She didn't say there's going to be shots fired, but she made sure to clarify that they would be in the room. So that was, to me, who says that?
Donald J. Trump. It'll be funny. It'll be entertaining. There will be some shots fired tonight in the room.
Caroline.
Everyone should tune in. It's going to be really great. I'm looking forward to hearing it.
I love it all.
I'm looking forward to hearing it. I mean,
you wrote most of it, you said.
Yeah. Okay. And so now we get to process that. And I said, "Oh, okay, Caroline.
I can't take credit."
Okay, Caroline, that's enough
in
right
true
there.
Donald Trump fashion, the man
hold on. I said,
puts his pen to the paper himself. So it's a lot of.
I'm done with that, Caroline. I watched this thing. Let me see if we can get some of this footage, ladies and gentlemen. Where's the footage of this entire situation unfolding? Because when I watched this, I said, Caroline, you got to be kidding me. You got to be kidding me. Why would Donald Trump go as far as to stage his own production in which we would be able to rightfully determine he staged this? And I see the people out there in the comments section. You're all getting worked up and you're saying, oh, why would he stage it? Well, I said, well, look at his poll numbers. Look at those disgusting, vile poll numbers. Look at the gas prices. All right. Look at the gas prices. You can't help but wonder, did Donald Trump really, let me see. Did he really, let me just see if we could get the video footage of it, because I thought I had it queued up, but I guess we'll just let's see. Yeah. This is it. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. There we go. Let me see if this is it. Hold on. Bear with me.
Crime is at historic lows. Tourism is surging. San Francisco is back. And SF.
Well, new details tonight as shots were fired just outside the White House Correspondents' dinner in Washington, D.C. last night.
President Trump and top members of his cabinet were in attendance, but unharmed. Our So Young Kim joins us now at the very latest. So Young, the Justice Department says they believe President Trump was targeted, which would add to 2 previous known assassination attempts on the president.
That's right. There's still a lot we don't know about at this hour about exactly who and how many people were targets. But federal officials say they are investigating the accused gunman's grievances against the Trump administration he sent to family shortly before the incident. Take a look at the moment gunshots rang out at the Washington Hilton last night. But outside the ballroom where the White House Correspondents' dinner was being held, you can see guests inside the ballroom diving under tables and Secret Service agents escorting President Donald Trump and his cabinet to safety. In this security footage released within hours, authorities say a man armed with multiple guns and knives rushed a security checkpoint at the hotel while the event was going on, exchanged gunfire before Secret Service agents swarmed him and took him into custody. One officer was shot hitting a bullet-resistant vest and is recovering. And here's what we know about the investigation at this hour. The shooting suspect has been identified as 31-year-old Cole Allen from California.
Come on now. I said now this is desperate. This is desperate even for MAGA. This is desperate even for MAGA. I said, wow. This I'm not dealing with normal demonic forces. This is evil and wicked demonic forces. And you all know what happened. There was someone there that just kept eating. You saw the video of him. You saw the guy, the mentalist, showing Donald Trump the card and him looking at Melania and all these other things. And I said, wow, we really have a scenario in this country right now where Donald Trump is going to, from this point forward, he is going to be staging act after act after act leading up to the polls in order for him to make sure, number one, we distract from the terrible job he's doing as president, right? The economy's tanking and Iran can never have a nuclear weapon. And he doesn't care how many of his supporters lose their lives. And then it came to me like a vision. Haven't I been the one saying to all of his supporters out there, since he won, I said, a lot of you will not be around come midterms because he's going to actively make sure of that. This is what I say. And I said, do not go to Donald Trump's events. If you are a Trump supporter and you value your safety, don't go to any of his events because he clearly has way too much smoke on himself. He's a dangerous person. He got way too many enemies. Use your brain. And they say, well, Zeus, what are you talking about? I say, well, if you go back to C-19, you remember how many Americans lost their lives while he was running around doing all these super spreader events? Remember Herman Cain? What happened to Herman Cain? January 6th, he invited a gang of all of you to come to the Capitol on January 6th. Ashley Babbitt, you know what happened. When you plant evil seeds, you reap evil fruits. And this man is a living testament of all of that. The man has no ability to plant good seeds, not one. And I encourage every single one of you Trump voters, don't go to any of his events because the outcome is never going to be in your favor. Even at his rallies. Remember Butler? Do I believe someone lost their life in Butler? Absolutely. The actual guy that was in the stands and the guy that actually they blamed for it. Yeah. Did Trump come out unscathed? Yeah, he came out unscathed. And then he had you all wearing that tampon that on your ear and stuff like that. I said, oh man, this is wickedness. Evil. I've seen him have rallies in temperatures of over 100 degrees out in Las Vegas. You seen this? And guess who ends up passing out and almost having to go to, and actually had to go to the ER? A lot of you Trump voters, as soon as he gets in the office, remember the Kerr County flood, Camp Mystic? Look at what he's done out in a red state. The man brings evil upon himself. He brings evil upon this country. And that's why I said a lot of you Trump voters, he's cutting food stamps. He's cutting health care. This man is not a safe person to be around, all right? And that's just me being honest with you. W. Zeus. Now, so then I said, what, after all of this, what possibly is Donald Trump going to do now that he's orchestrated one of the most bizarre White House Correspondents dinners we've ever seen? Him, Kash Patel, Todd Blanche, they went out and they had a press conference, ladies and gentlemen. Did you see this press conference? Let's see. Let's see this. This press conference. I mean, there was one thing that I watched in this press conference that just really sent me over the edge. All right, here it goes. Here it goes.
This is the garden hose nozzle. My team spent 3 years.
Let's go ahead and get this press conference things queued up, ladies and gentlemen. Here it goes.
Great work done by law enforcement. But in light of this evening's events, I ask that all Americans recommit with their hearts in resolving our difference peacefully.
Yeah.
We have to resolve our differences. I will say, you had Republicans, Democrats, independents, conservatives, liberals, and progressives.
Let me ask you all, do we all want to get along with Donald Trump now after this? And you know what? I got to do something. I got to complain about the media. I got to complain about the media real quick. And I saw Van Jones, and I saw a lot of these folks on MS Now actually trying to make it look like we the people should really feel something about Donald Trump in this moment. I feel absolutely nothing. And the burden of proof right now, WVIP. And to all the people on the radical left that are actually running around here saying, you know, and Obama did put out a message. I'm not going to get on Obama. But what do you expect the American people to do when they are now 100% fully aware we are being gaslit by this guy and his entire cabinet? Even if what he said is true, because he has dug in a ditch for himself that is so deep, he's broken all trust with the American people. I just can't do it in good faith. I have to be honest. I do not have, and this is just me being, I do not have the emotional bandwidth to feel sorry for Donald Trump right now or anybody in the cabinet. Not after I've watched Pete Hegseth wage war on the American people, literally brag about committing all kinds of violence and war crimes. And I watched Donald Trump blow up the school and go after these boats in the Eastern Pacific and in the Caribbean. And he went after Renee Good, Keith Porter, Alex Purdy, and the list goes on and on. You see what he's doing in the ICE and detention facilities. Not after I've seen what Kristi Noem and her husband have done and Pam Bondi has done with the Epstein victim. She wouldn't even turn around. Are you actually asking me to this time around? This is the fourth time we know about. You want me and the American people to take your word that this time it was serious. I just cannot do it. So do not, and I'm saying this to the media, especially because I watch a lot of the left stuff, do not ask the American people to take this administration serious right now, because we just can't. He has to at least demonstrate that he understands. We all know that he's a liar, a documented liar. And he needs to start doing the work to rebuild the trust with the American people, all right? And so I don't want to hear it. Don't tell me I need to start trying to come together and kumbaya with MAGA. Absolutely not. That's W. Zeus. And I put the video out. During this whole time, him and his cabinet were up here giving this speech. I literally said, woo, Donald Trump, you deserve a huge round of applause for this one. All right, because you did not miss a beat. He did not miss a beat. He immediately found the camera, and then they all decided to get out here.
Words are interchangeable, perhaps.
They all decided to get out here and just really try to stay in control of the narrative, because they know the American people in the world don't trust them.
Maybe they're not, but yet everybody in that room, big crowd, record-setting crowd. There was a record-setting group of people.
But this is my favorite part, because we all know Kash Patel is rumored to be on his way out of the office. This is my favorite part, because when you connect the dots, I said, oh, I think Kash Patel is behind this. I think Kash Patel is behind this. That's why, because I said it doesn't make sense to do this so early if you're Donald Trump. But if you're Kash Patel and you know you're on your way out and you think this might save your you know what, because once Kash Patel is out, he knows the sharks are coming for him. Then you're Kash Patel, you're going, I got to do something to make the president think I'm a valuable person on the team. Now watch how Kash Patel, this is a Scooby-Doo mystery at this point. Just listen to what Kash Patel is saying.
I know that the police chief is going to give an update from the scene as soon as we're finished here, and I obviously will lead the details of what they have learned to him.
Look at him. Look at
But
Kash.
in the meantime, I just want to thank everybody in this room for the courage.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to thank President Trump for his words, and I promise you,
I don't want to hear
justice will be served.
Okay.
Thank you.
Now watch Kash. Listen to Kash Patel get up here and mess it all up.
Thank you, General. Thank you, Mr. President. The president's absolutely right. You saw the best resolve of American law enforcement because
Look
you,
at
Mr.
Trump.
President,
You see how Trump looking at him.
365. You give them the resources that they need, and they know that you have their back. And that is a changing dynamic in this country, and that's why you saw brave Secret Service agents respond immediately, swiftly, subdue and take down the suspect, and safeguard the lives of thousands of individuals at that hotel. Thanks to our interagency partnership with the Department of Homeland Security and the Metropolitan Police Department, the FBI was rapidly deployed onto the scene.
See, it's just too many words, Kash. It's just way too many words. What you should be doing is reassuring the American people that the president is safe and that you will not rest until you get to the bottom of this. And you really should be tight-lipped, because when you're tight-lipped, you demonstrate that you're actually taking this matter very seriously. But all this rambling, and I'm looking at the way Todd Blanche is kind of like, why is he talking? When is he going to stop? I'm looking at the way Trump is looking at it. I'm going, oh, they know. They know Kash is behind this.
The evidence response unit is examining all the ballistics that were found on scene, to include the long gun and the shell casings.
And the long pew pew. And I say, this is the same thing that happened with Charlie Kirk, isn't it? It's the same narrative every single time with this guy.
Conducting witness interviews as we speak. You will hear from our team on the scene there with the mayor and the head of the FBI field division there. But please know what the Attorney General has just said.
Okay, you don't need to watch that, ladies and gentlemen. We don't need to watch that. How many of you get what I'm trying to say, right? We got to, and then if you go and read the manifesto, right? I forgot to mention this. Go read the manifesto. They said, I'm going to do everybody in except basically Kash Patel. I said, come on, man. Y'all got to be better at y'all got to be better at committing crimes in the Trump administration. And so Donald Trump knows that Big Zeus is on to him, right? Because I study Donald Trump. He knows. So he decides, I got to get out there in front of the cameras, and I can't have Kash Patel there. I can't have Todd Blanche. I can't have anybody in the front of the camera except me, because I am the one that needs to control the narrative. And so we found out later on, he actually decided to take time out of his busy life. You know, he remember, he's supposed to be negotiating a ceasefire with Iran. Remember, he's supposed to be helping the United States win like we've never won before. But he decides, you know what, I got a little extra time on my hand. Why don't I go to 60 minutes? And why don't I go to 60 minutes and let my hair hang? Let my hair down on 60 minutes and explain to the American people, honestly, what really happened. And so now let's go ahead and listen to Donald Trump's 60-minute narrative that he wants me to believe.
Numerous boys complained about me.
Now the acting here is incredible. This is somebody that realizes you can't be braggadocious on this interview, Donnie. Act, because you were just standing behind the curtains. And remember, you just directed probably the best movie scene of your life. Now, as the director / actor, you need to go out there and bring the temperature down so that people believe that you seriously were in danger. All right? Here, take one of these. You know, they gave him some to calm him down a little bit. Now go in there and you talk to her and try to be as convincing as possible that this was a very serious thing. And he says, all right, I got this. And he told everybody to get out. Daddy's about to start putting on the show. And this is what we're seeing right here. This is what it all was leading up to.
A manifesto. He's radicalized. He was a Christian, a believer, and then he became an anti-Christian. And he had a lot of change. He's been going through a lot based on what he wrote.
First of all, Donald Trump, that's impressive. It ain't even been 24 hours, and you got all that information about the guy? Wow.
His brother complained about him, and I think reported him to the police, and his sister likewise complained about him. His family was very concerned. He was probably a pretty sick guy.
And I want to get to all of those details and also walk through this, what happened last night. But first, this appears to be the third attempted assassination on your life. The first in Butler, the second, of course, on the golf course in Florida. Why do you think so many people may be trying to kill you?
So I've said it, and I've said it numerous times, and I've actually, because of the position I'm in, I've done quite a bit of research into the word assassination.
He's done research into this word. Wow. Oh, that's good, Donnie. That's good. That's good.
Word. And they go after consequential presidents. They go after presidents that do things. If you look at what I've done, we've turned this country around. We've taken a country that was actually a dead country. It was dying very rapidly, and it's the hottest country anywhere in the world. We had a skirmish, a war, whatever you want to call it, with Venezuela. We won that very decisively, and we now have a great relationship with Venezuela. It's been a very profitable relationship, and we're in Iran right now. Other presidents should have done it, but they never chose to do it. They should have. They made a terrible mistake by not doing it. It's tougher now than it would have been 10 years ago or even 5 years ago because they had thousands and thousands of missiles and everything else. If we didn't do the B-2 bomber attack, that alone was a big deal. The killing of Soleimani, which I did in my first term, was a big deal. But when you're a consequential, when you do things, a lot of things, and things that work out very well for our country, Abraham Lincoln was assassinated. McKinley was assassinated.
Get Tupac
McKinley
in there
made
too.
the country very rich.
Get Tupac and
People
Biggie.
don't realize that. Then Teddy Roosevelt went out and spent the money that was made by McKinley, but he was very consequential, actually, but he was assassinated. So
You mentioned, Mr. President, consequential, and your policies are also controversial. Is that part of it?
Well, I don't think that way. I don't think in terms of what they are. I just think of what they are for the country. For instance, I inherited the worst border we've ever had in the history of our country, where 25 million people came in. 25 million people, at least. And many of them were from hardcore criminals, and they were drug dealers, and they were from prisons. They emptied out prisons into our country.
This is okay. The original question was, why do you think everybody is coming after you? And we're a long way away from answering that, bro. You know why everyone is coming around you, coming for you, because you talk a gang of trash. You talk so much trash on the internet that you have people that would normally never be in agreement aligning and saying, yo, he's a huge problem. I mean, you got Iran and the Pope uniting. You got me uniting with the Pope. I don't even care about the Pope like that. But you know what? I'm like, you know what? Tell Donald Trump to shut up again. That made me feel good. So you're just totally oblivious now as to why there's so much hate? Give me a break.
There are mental institutions, insane asylums into our country. And I don't know if that's controversial to say we have to move those people out, but we have. But it is from the standpoint, you're doing something, and you're doing something that's good. Things like men playing in women's sports, I'm against that. Things like transgender for everyone, I'm against that. There's so many things that I'm against. I don't think they're controversial. I think the other side is controversial, but I do a lot of things and I get things done. And, you know, we're respected now as a country all over the world. And some people love that, but some people probably don't.
Watch what nuts do to our body.
Watch what nuts do to our
a
body.
Walnut is a really good one. Loaded with omega-3.
Mr. President, I'm sure you've now had the opportunity to see some of the pictures of what happened last night, and I want to walk through that.
Sure.
It was just around 8:30 p.m.
All right, here it goes.
You are sitting there next to the First Lady, The entertainer named Oz Perlman is talking to you. He's known as the Mentalist.
The Mentalist.
When did you know something was wrong?
Here it goes.
Right around that point. In fact, you can see the expression on the First Lady's face, and your president of the evening, chairman or president or both, who is doing a great job. By the way.
Weijia Jiang,
your
CBS
associate,
News.
Who's a terrific person. And she was, she had this big smile. I mean, they were, what they were talking about. They were asking.
Now, I want you all to keep in mind, like, for the most part, he is doing a very great job not breaking character, all right? But he understands he's not really good at this, but he's stable. He's stably talking in a calm voice, trying to seem like he's like, I'm very concerned, and this is something that is just very terrible,
The name of Caroline's child that he didn't know, I guess.
Your
But he was
press
able
secretary is expecting, and he was trying to guess the baby's name.
That's right. And that was the question. That was what he was actually able to get it. I'm not sure I'm a believer in this, but he was able to get it. And the First Lady and your associate were amazed. You could see and that
shock on their faces.
It wasn't the shock about something outside. But right after that, we heard a big bang.
Right here. Big bang. I said, wow, you're going to use that kind of language? Wow. Okay. Fair enough. All right. That's weird, but okay.
And it was either a gunshot or it was a tray.
Okay. So he's thinking about food. Okay. So somebody dropped my tray in the back. Okay. That's crazy that he went and said this, but this shows you the range he has, because he's trying to seem relatable.
Dishes, which happens a lot in ballrooms. And I was hoping it was a tray, but it wasn't.
You mentioned the First Lady. Her face, she looked very alarmed. Was she scared?
Well, I don't want to say, and people don't like having it said that they were scared, but certainly, who wouldn't be when you have a situation like that? By that time, I think she realized ahead of time that that was more of a bullet than it was a tray.
Oh. Melania
and
did?
She was, I looked at her face just a little while ago before I came. I saw the scene. They played it for me in, pretty good close-up. And she looked very upset about what just took place, Why not?
You see the security moving quickly, within seconds, grabbing the vice president by his coat, lifting him up, bringing him out. Then the counter-assault comes in. Took 10 seconds for them to flank you, Mr. President, and then 20 seconds to get you out. It looked chaotic. At one point, you were down. What was happening?
Okay, here goes.
Well, what happened is it was a little bit me. I wanted to see what was happening. And I wasn't making it that easy for him. I wanted to see.
Oh. I wasn't making it that easy for him. I wanted to see. In other words, I wanted the whole thing to actually play out as I directed it. For goodness sake, come on, man, let the man get in and do his job, guys. What are you doing coming and getting me so soon? I got the ketchup under the table. Come on, man, what are you doing?
What's going on? And by that time, we started to realize maybe it was a bad problem, different kind of a problem, bad one. And different than what would be normal noise from a ballroom, which you hear all the time. And I was surrounded by great people. And I probably made them act a little bit more slow. I said, wait a minute, let me see, wait a minute. So, I'm telling guys.
Just at that
moment. He's directing. Wait a minute. Come on now, let me see. Let me get him in here and get him over here. I got Cash Patel did this for me, and he fell down trying to make him he was trying to give the guy some time to get to him, come on, man. You know what Obama said to me at the last White House Correspondents dinner? Let me get my moment.
Where it looks like you go sort of down with the service. You were telling them to wait?
Well, no, what happened is then I started walking with them. I started walking. And they said, please go down on the floor. So I went down. And First Lady went down also.
Okay,
We were asked to go down by the agents.
Okay, so listen, The floor I didn't just end up on the floor. The floor actually asked me to go down. So I decided, yeah, why not? That makes perfect sense in a movie like this. And so what me and the First Lady and everybody you saw do was exactly what we scripted to do. What we were scripted to do. We went down. I don't understand why you all are making this such a big deal.
As I was walking, in other words,
they wanted you almost to crawl.
I was standing up, pretty much. I was standing up and then turned around the opposite direction.
Yeah.
And started pretty much walking out.
Oh, okay.
Pretty tall, a little bent over because I'm not looking to be standing too tall.
Oh.
And but I was walking out.
Yeah.
It was pretty about halfway there, and they said, "Please go down to the floor. Please go down to the floor."
Yeah.
So I dropped to the floor. So did the First Lady.
What was? Y'all give Donald Trump a round of applause. That's some A+ acting right there. You know, he dropped to the floor because you need to make people believe that something bad has happened to you. Now, it never made it to Donald Trump, but they were close enough where he could feel it, all right? And you can tell he could really feel it. Now, I'm not going to play the rest of this because what we want to do is we want to get to the moment where it was impossible for him to stay in character. And I got to give it to this woman, this reporter, because...
When is the best time to eat breakfast?
Right now.
What you eat for breakfast and when you eat
now
it
is not the
determines
time.
whether you're...
I know.
Very fast person.
Okay, we're going to... Now, this is when breaking character takes place. And I'm going to be honest with you. Okay, oh, wow. Gifting has been suspended on this live. Oh, wow. They don't like the fact that Big Zeus is out here. I haven't even done anything. Wow. Yeah, don't worry. All right, don't worry. I could restart after I get done with this part. If that's what I'll do that. But let's finish this part out. Now, this is when the character breaking happens. He's supposed to be calm and he is supposed to be showing this is serious. But this question about the manifesto, if you needed proof this was staged, this is it right here when he breaks character.
And he got him by a little bit by surprise, but that didn't matter because he was totally subdued very shortly after he passed that one point.
The so-called manifesto is a stunning thing to read, Mr. President. He appears to reference a motive in it. He writes this, quote, administration officials, they are targets. And he also wrote this, I am no longer willing to permit a pedophile, rapist, and traitor to coat my hands with his crimes. What's your reaction to that?
Well, I was waiting for you to read that because I knew you would.
No. So what you got to watch is as soon as she starts reading this, watch his eyes immediately look to the cameras because this is really proof that the man is really on top of his game when it comes to this acting stuff. He immediately realized, oh, you thought you was gonna get me, but I'm listening to everything you're doing, baby, and I got something for that.
He appears to reference a motive in it. He writes this, quote, administration officials, they are targets. And he also wrote this, I am no longer willing to permit a pedophile, rapist, and traitor to coat my hands with...
See that look in the camera right there? You see that look in the camera? Oh, I said, oh, she literally exposed the demon. Right here, ladies and gentlemen. This is when he said, oh, why did you do that? We were having a good time in this interview. We were just talking about me being in danger. And you're going to bring that up and talk about me like this right here in front of the American people? But he landed on his feet in record time. Right? He looked in the camera and said, okay, you got me on camera as the demon. But then he had to get back in that interview. And you could just watch how it all went downhill after this moment.
Crimes. What's your reaction to that?
Well, I was waiting for you to read that because I knew you would, because you're horrible people. Horrible people. Yeah, he did write that. I'm not a rapist. I didn't rape anybody.
Do you think he was referring to you?
Excuse me.
Ooh. Now that was good right here. When she did that head jerk, oh, you thought he was referring to you? This is great acting. This tells me, oh, she's tapped in like Jordan in the fourth quarter. She caught it.
I'm not a rapist. I didn't rape anybody.
You think he was referring to you?
Excuse me.
Ooh, Gubby, give her a round of applause for that. Because now she put it back onto him. And if he wasn't so rattled, he would have said, oh, yeah, no, I get it. You weren't talking about me, baby. I was just trying to get that out there before, we went any further. But to your point, yeah, I don't know what the man is doing, but she had burnt him. She had cooked him so bad that he ignored she gave him an out right here. She gave him an out right there when she said that, but he didn't take it, which to me screams guilty.
I'm not a pedophile. You read that crap from some sick person. I got associated with all stuff that has nothing to do with me. I was totally exonerated. Your friends on the other side of the plate are the ones that were involved with, let's say, Epstein.
Ooh, W to Nora. Woo! Bro, you literally are cooking yourself right now. The more you talk about this, the more you keep talking, Trump, you're cooking yourself.
It has nothing to do with me. I was totally exonerated. Your friends on the other side of the plate are the ones that were involved.
Other side of the plate? Other side of the plate? Bro, you're still thinking about dinner, huh?
Epstein or other things. But I said to myself, I'll do this interview and they'll probably, I read the manifesto, as a sick person, but you should be ashamed of yourself reading that, because I'm not any of those things.
Mr. President,
and I
these
was
are
never,
the gunman's words.
excuse me. You shouldn't be reading that on 60 Minutes. You're a disgrace. But
are there any conservative women out there? My question is this: how could you, honestly, you don't see it? You don't see this? Why is he taking his anger out on her for asking a simple question? And you don't think he's covering up the Epstein files?
Yourself reading that, because I'm not any of those things.
Mr. President,
and I
these
was
are
never,
the gunman's words.
Excuse me. You shouldn't be reading that on 60 Minutes. You're a disgrace. But go ahead. Let's finish the interview.
Go ahead.
The other thing that he wrote in
the
other thing in the manifesto that I think is worth looking at.
I'm going to go ahead and do that one more again, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go ahead and all try to repeat. Let's all get into the character together with him, all right? You got to go deep into this place, and you got to look like you're just totally disgusted. And then you got to come up with something just to let them know you mean business now. Because remember, this was supposed to be about me surviving an attack, right? But now you've just done something that's just so terrible in 60 Minutes.
Say Epstein or other things. But I said to myself, I'll do this interview and they'll probably, I read the manifesto, as a sick person, but you should be ashamed of yourself reading that. Because
if your booty looks like this, if your belly looks
gosh,
like this,
what are you doing?
and your arms.
Here you go.
I'm not any of those things.
Mr. President,
and I
these
was
are
never,
the gunman's words.
Excuse me. You shouldn't be reading that on 60 Minutes. You're a disgrace. But go ahead. Let's finish the interview.
The other thing that he wrote in the other thing in the manifesto that
he wanted to say you're disgraceful, and he wanted to put the B at the end of it. Did you catch that? He wanted to actually call her the B word. If you didn't catch that, he was about to call her the B word, but he realized this is 60 Minutes. I can't be a demon.
Be reading that on 60 Minutes. You're a disgrace. But go ahead. Let's finish the interview.
The other thing that he wrote in the other thing in the manifesto that I think is worth looking at in terms of determining his motive is he had been staying at the hotel since Friday.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, I think you all get where I'm going with this. I gotta move it on. But that's Donald Trump, ladies and gentlemen, acting his you-know-what off. Because he knows that, honestly, come November, his days are numbered. Right? His days are numbered come November. So when we have a moment like this in American history, I just want you all to know, I refuse to believe this guy is anything other than an actor. And every MAGA accusation is truly a MAGA confession, right? Wouldn't it be safe to say that he said he's not a rapist, he's not a P3DO, and he never said he wasn't a traitor? Because she named there was three things in the manifest. He denied being two of those. And he really lashed out at her, a woman. So what more proof do you need, MAGA, to know that Donald Trump is a misogynist individual who has zero respect for women? I don't understand how any women out there could go and vote for this man. And so what I'm going to do is this. Let me ask the audience. Should we go ahead and send them straight to hell this morning on this show? Because I haven't done it yet. Does anyone think we should send Donald Trump and cash money, Secretary of War Crimes, and all? Oh, we got the gifting back. Wow. W's in the chat. Wow, W's in the chat. We got the gifting back. Thank you, Rick. Wow. Well, it looks like we don't have to hit the restart. Because we got to keep this thing going, baby. We got to keep this thing going, baby. Fair enough. All right. Well, since you all agree that it needs to happen, ladies and gentlemen, and then I'll bring up the guests because we could talk to people this morning. I want to talk to as many people as I can this morning. And thank you for rizzing the live up. It's not required. All right. Give cheerfully and not just. All right. And it's one thing to do it for me, but when you get some of these great panelists that come up here and you can support them, that means a lot to me because they actually contribute more than I do. All right, and it's a team effort, but you all have been helping it. But honestly, let's go back to sending Donald Trump straight to hell this morning for this terrible acting job in which he broke character. And we know he was the director, and Kash Patel was the assistant director. And this was Kash Patel's last chance to save his job, and he failed because if you understand how the script was written, the guy was actually supposed to get in there. He was supposed to get in there, and Trump was then supposed to fall when he came in there. But Trump didn't get to actually get the scene of the day at the White House Correspondents' Dinner. So what we'll do is we'll warm up the Lake of Fire. Ladies and gentlemen, join me in warming up the Lake of Fire once again. This is for every single one of you Trump supporters out there that keep falling for demands for his script. When are you going to wake up and stop being some of the biggest fools, the biggest chuds on the face of the earth and realize this man is grifting you like you wouldn't believe? He doesn't care about you, but come November, he's going to take your vote. Ladies and gentlemen, join me in sending Donald Trump and his legion of MAGA demons straight to hell.
Silence, you MAGA demon.
And that's a huge W. That's a huge W, Zeus. And again, it wouldn't be possible without all of you. All right. Now, let's open up the box, ladies and gentlemen. Let's open up the box and hear from those of you who are brave enough to get in the box and tell the truth and shame the devil. Actually, I got to change that. Let's go back to prison. Let's go back. I don't like that view, but we'll go back. If you are a Trump voter, I'll fix it. If you are a Trump voter, send me a guest request. Actually, anybody. Does anybody out there want to come up here and express why they believe? Actually, I just want to hear from the people who think it was staged. If you think it was staged, how about this? Why don't you come up here and tell the American people, in about as much time as you can, why you believe it was staged? If you don't believe it was staged, how about that? How about you come on up here and tell the American people why you don't think it's staged? We'll do it that way. But as far as I'm concerned, it was 1,000% staged, ladies and gentlemen. All right. Who do we got first?
Oh,
good morning, Ange. Welcome. How are you?
Okay. How are you?
I am all right.
Good. So obviously it was staged. I think we all know this. I mean, within minutes of this all happening, he was already talking about his big, beautiful ballroom, which I think is a big, beautiful bunker. Quite honestly,
right?
That's what I think it is, and he's scared. That's why he's pushing so hard. I mean, obviously he wants his ballroom. I mean, he's so vain. He wants that. But I mean, he's scared of Iran.
Yeah.
He is. And he doesn't care about us.
Yep.
He's just worried about himself and his cabinet, and whatnot. That's my opinion.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Well, he said yesterday that, or not yesterday, but he said that he's doing really well with all of those things. The economy, with Iran, he's settling wars. Why would he really be scared, Ange? What would he be really scared of?
I want to know where this war is settled. I want to, Zeus, I go to the grocery store.
Oh.
These people, they have to be seeing what I'm seeing. Just stop. Seriously, just stop. I mean, Come on.
Oh, look at that. My live got reported. Look at that. They're crying this
Am
morning.
I in trouble already?
No, not you. Maybe it was you when you said that about the grocery store. Why are you Trump supporters so worked up? W, Tara.
W, Tara, thank you. Well, I won't say much more then, but I kind of want to just come up and point something out. I've been perusing lives here and there.
Thank you.
And W Rick, oh my goodness, thank you guys. W Rick. Wow.
Well, we have the best show on TikTok. You know that,
Perusing live, and you got people like this dark MAGA Scott fool. Oh my Lord, have mercy. He was on a rant about how it's the Democrats that are the evil ones, and we're the ones that commit these crimes, and you know, we're the violent ones. I want to know, does anybody remember those two Minnesota lawmakers? Do you guys remember them?
Yep, I do.
Melissa Wortman and her husband Mark.
Yeah.
They were unalived, and Trump said nothing about it. So there are probably a lot of people that don't know that there was a Trump supporter that went down and unalived those people because Trump said nothing about it. He didn't care because they're Democrats. Another thing was Paul Pelosi. Okay, we all know that man had his skull bashed in. Excuse me for saying it like that, but he did. And they made a costume out of it. Zeus, this 80-something-year-old man almost didn't make. That was a crazed Trump supporter.
Wow.
Almost didn't make it.
Wow.
I mean, so and let's not forget, just a few weeks ago, he said he was glad that Robert Mueller was unalived. He was glad that he's no longer with us.
That is so true. So are you actually trying to say that a lot of the violence really is coming from the right more so than it is?
I do think so. It's just these are on full display. Donald Trump, honestly, yes, or whatever night this was Butler number 2, in my opinion. And the other one at Mar-a-Lago with the firearm leaning up against a fence with nobody anywhere near. I don't know why they're calling that a whatever attempt.
Yeah.
I mean, that one's just ridiculous. But like you said, every time poll numbers plummet, gas prices are, just sky high. I got to tell you, just before I forget, so our gas prices up here went up 30 cents in 3 days.
Okay, hold on.
Yep.
Raise your hand or put a 1 in the chat if you like sky high gas prices. I was going to say raise your hand, but I want to say put a 1 in the chat if you like sky high gas prices, because you know what's so funny, and I'll hear Trump supporters crying about radical left Democrat blue cities and how we get taxed out of the wazoo. But aren't these the same people that love tariffs and sky high gas prices? What's the difference? W's in the chat for Ange.
They don't even know how tariffs work. They don't know.
Yes.
I won't go into that. But these are all deflections of what he's gotten us into, and that he hasn't followed through with not even one campaign promise. And let's not forget, ever forget these survivors.
Yeah.
Their stories still not heard. Some of them, yes.
Yep.
A lot of them, no.
Facts.
Never, ever forget that, because I think that might be one of the biggest distractions, because as of right now, what's happened?
W, Tara. And by the way, before you get up out of here, I heard through the grapevine that there's someone's birthday.
Yes.
It's someone's birthday today. On maybe we can get her to come up here if she's brave enough, but she always has an excuse. Who is it?
Go there next, Miss Tara in the chat. She may get mad at me for this. I don't care.
W's in the chat for Tara.
I'm a bestie.
Thank you.
Tara is someone that I think everybody knows is on this app supporting, obviously you and many creators. You see her everywhere. She is just literally subscribing and gifting and showing love. In the comments section, she's modding for everybody. Now, we know that's not easy, right?
Nope.
You go to every single person has all their different rules. And so even if she will not come up, which I don't know if she will. I love you, Tara, and everybody. Please, please, please show her some love today.
Thank you. W's in the chat for Tara. If she comes up, we'll do what we do. We haven't celebrated a birthday in a long.
Don't get mad at me, Tara. I love you.
All right.
Anyway, thanks, Kingdom, for all the gifts. I appreciate
they love
you.
you too. W's in the chat for Ange. Make sure you follow her. She does a great job of destroying conservative MAGA men who are overly aroused for some reason. All right. Thank you, Ange. All right. Now, hey, Donna, I saw that there was somebody. Do we have a Trump supporter out there in the comment section? What did I see? Did I see that correct? Is there a Trump supporter out there in the comment section that wants to come up here and convince us all why they believe it wasn't staged? Donna, hey Donna, come on up here, Donna. I'm the nice one. I'm not like a lot of these other Democrats that are mean and they'll drop you and then they'll dunk you and then they'll dog walk you. I'll let you actually say a little bit as long as you don't break the rules of the show. I'll actually hear from you. And I'll give you a heads up. Don't be deceived, or don't allow yourself to be deceived into thinking that just because Big Zeus is nice, because I got a show to run, right? I got to be the nice guy, that everybody else is going to be nice. I'll try to give you hints to help you understand that maybe you should change your perspective. But if you don't take those hints, there are some people in here that are way more vicious than I am, and they'll read you to filth. So, Donna, send me a guest request. Okay, I think I see Donna. Is this Donna? No, I see a Donna, but this is not the Donna that you're talking about, right? Donna?
Yeah, it's me.
Oh, they're talking about you?
I'm definitely not a Trump supporter.
Okay, I'm sorry.
I believe he's the Antichrist.
Okay, fair enough.
When I'm looking at all of this, I do feel like it was fake, except for why would they write that, put the e-files in the manifesto?
Okay. I think I get it. That was Kash Patel trying to threaten Donald Trump. All right.
Oh,
you see what I'm saying? Letting him know, hey, you got to kind of keep me because remember, we got this thing going on and I don't want to have to drop a dime on you about this. So that's why I think that's what I think.
Right.
All right. But they are definitely in there making this, because this is a Hollywood production. This is Hollywood.
Yeah.
You saw him standing behind the curtain. Some say it wasn't Trump. I'm just going to say it was until he proves it wasn't. And I say, wow, he's really dedicated to this script. I mean, he's putting his all into every single act. This is like the fourth attempt or so. And every single time he escapes unharmed. Every single time he escapes unharmed.
Amazing.
Right? W's in the chat for Donna. But, I'm open to any other ways of looking at it. But as far as I'm concerned, I'm going, how do you end up being in that situation? And you've done a press conference and he's done a 60 Minutes interview and everything is just happening as, like a well-oiled machine. It doesn't make any sense to me.
Yes.
And I'm going, what does make sense to me is that he had to cancel that trip to Pakistan. Remember? They were supposed, JD Vance and then JD was supposed to be on an airplane. Now JD is there at the White House Correspondents dinner. We know what's happening with the gas prices. We know what's happening with his poll numbers. We know what's coming during the midterms.
Yeah.
This is a scared person. Well, he knows, and his cabinet knows, honestly, they are at risk of going to jail. After the midterms. This is what this is all about. If you want to see Trump go to prison and his cabinet go to prison, you got to put the Democrats in there. We don't like them all, but guess what? We know that at least we can hold them to making sure we get some accountability. And that's what they're truly afraid of. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Well,
yeah. But that just wasn't making sense to me. That's all.
All right.
Don't ever call me a Trump supporter.
Okay, well, we won't. And I'm glad that you actually came up here and threw that out there because I did hear about that part, but the manifesto also stated we're not targeting Kash Patel. We want him to be here. So I'm saying, so Kash Patel probably said, well, put this Epstein stuff in there so that Trump remembers that I am the one that's willing to cover for him with that Epstein.
That's true.
Stuff.
They're all dirty.
Yeah,
they're all dirty, and they're all working for themselves.
Mm-hmm. Totally, every man or woman for themselves. Yeah. Thank you. All right. Thank you, Donna. Cool. I appreciate it. Belly's in the chat for Donna. Do we have any Trump supporters out there? Go ahead and identify yourselves in the comment section real quickly. You see how easy it was for Donna to get in here and just say what needed to be said, Ange, too? We want to know which of you feel like it was real. Because if you believe that was real, then we know you believe Santa Claus is real. We know you believe the Tooth Fairy is real. You probably even believe in Jack and the Beanstalk. And that, you know what? And I don't blame you, because Jack and the Beanstalk did seem real to a certain degree. But if you believe, yes, the White House Correspondents' Dinner was straight up honest to God truth, then go ahead and put a 1 in the comment section. Yeah, the Easter Bunny, because, you know, rabbits do lay eggs. Peter Pan, yeah, Peter Pan can fly. Neverland is real. All right, come on up here. We won't judge you. Raymond. Oh, okay. Raymond says they're a Trump voter. See, I knew it. I knew we would get somebody like Raymond. Raymond, come on.
What's up, man?
Hey, you believe you're a Trump voter?
Yeah, I am. And you know what? The only thing I would say about the stage thing, if it was staged, that shooter would be unalived.
Can you who are the pew pewer? The pew
Why
pewer.
Would you leave him?
Why
would you the pew pewer?
Okay, thank you.
Why would you leave him alive? You know what I mean?
Oh, because
that's the only thing.
Because the script failed.
Nah.
Think about it.
Come on, buddy.
Think about it.
Dude.
Raymond, have I ever lied to you?
Listen, you can call Trump a lot of things. I know that.
Have I ever lied to you,
have
though,
this
Raymond?
stage? Well, you're staging this. You're kind of being a little naive. Your brain's not thinking right. You know what I mean?
Come on, Raymond. Come on, dig deeper, bro. Come on, tap in, buddy. Raymond, come on. Do you believe the Butler situation was staged or not?
Well, no, absolutely. I don't believe that was. You know what I believe? This is the really scary thing. I believe Joseph Biden should be up on charges for the lack of Secret Service support. Remember, the guy was on top of their command center was the building the guy was on top of. That was a shoddy Secret Service job. They did not have enough people. And I blame Biden for that. Absolutely. Because there were 3 other events going on that day. Kamala was at an event. Jill was at an event. Trump was at an event.
Okay. Raymond,
he didn't have enough Secret Service. That's the problem.
Do you believe there was a hole in his ear?
Oh, something hit his ear. It could have been a glass from the teleprompter. We don't know.
Do you believe that his ear was hit by a pew pew?
Well, you know what? A Pulitzer Prize winning photographer has the picture where you can see the pew pew bee, the thing that it shoots out of, go right by his face. So with that picture alone, I think you could almost assume that it nicked it or the teleprompter nicked it.
Okay, hold on.
But either way, he could have been unalive.
So hold on, Raymond. Yeah, I
wish I knew the guy's name too, the photographer.
Let me see if you can see this.
And I think he won an award that day for that.
Okay, so you remember this, Raymond, right? Hold on. You see this patch on his ear?
Yeah.
You remember that moment? Why did Trump put that patch on his ear?
Well, there was some scab there or something. Yeah, maybe he went a little big with the bandage for a little theatrical. That's fine. I mean, hey, come on.
Okay, so he went a little.
We're not gonna.
He went a little.
Big. Someone right. Well, we do know someone right behind them unalive. So obviously, I don't know. You know what? I think you're. Now,
Raymond. Now look at this. You see that
Go
ear?
ahead,
you
buddy.
see that ear right there?
Yeah.
All right. You tell me something. Do you see anything wrong with his ear?
Well, something made his ear bleed. Maybe it was coming from the eardrum. Who knows?
Okay.
But that doesn't negate the fact that someone tried to unalive it.
Okay. So
once, and a guy in the bushes at Mar-a-Lago twice, and now this is the 3rd time.
Okay. So Raymond,
what's hard to not believe? People don't like him.
Okay, so I'm gonna go back to the first part where you said,
okay, buddy.
Yes, on Saturday you said the guy was actually trying to get to the president. He never made it into the room as the president.
No, of course not.
Okay.
He didn't make it far at all.
Okay, so
yeah.
So his life, honestly, was never really in danger.
No, it really never was.
And I believe if you understood the script, he should have made it into the room. That's how the script was written, right?
Yeah.
And you got to ask yourself, how likely is it for a person from California to end up in the same hotel as the president on the same day as the White House Correspondents' Dinner and immediately know exactly where he should be going to try to get to the president? And Trump is sitting, and then I mean,
he was at the hotel as a guest, right?
That's what they're saying.
He paid for a room,
and they automatically now have the manifesto, and they already released the footage. How
he texted that to his brother and sister an hour before.
Yeah.
Read the files, buddy. Stop being naive, okay, and a racist.
Raymond, I'm going to say this to you. All right. So and you can
you got a good platform, I get it, but dude, some of the information is good. You don't lie, I say that, but this you're misguided.
Okay,
here.
so we're gonna go back. I'm gonna do it in two ways. The Butler thing. We have never seen the medical reports. Donald Trump does not talk about it at all. He doesn't even want people to look into it. He shut down all investigations, especially the investigation. Remember Corey, the firefighter that lost his life? They shut down the investigation into that. His wife is not able to get information.
Can I tell you
about
what his son said, Eric?
Huh?
Can I tell you what his son said, Eric? In an interview, he said, "My father's kind of okay with a report from the Butler, the Secret Service, but I'm not." He goes, "I'm not."
Yeah.
Because So Eric has concerns. Okay.
We all have concerns, and we don't. And
why don't?
But here's the thing.
Why don't we know?
Raymond, here's the thing. Regardless of how we feel about it, you and I, we can see that the ear is not damaged. Regardless, you can blame Biden, you can blame everybody. The ear never was damaged.
That's fine.
So,
but it was
okay. So I'm glad that you said it. That's fine. Well, then,
I don't know if it wasn't damaged because I saw the blood too.
No, how do you know it wasn't ketchup? How do you know it wasn't some sort of chemical that they use in Hollywood to stage these events? What kind of person?
Well, the reason,
Raymond, I'm just asking you questions.
Well, you're not going to let me talk.
Well, I've let you talk, but I'm just seriously trying to make sure.
What I'm trying to say is, how do we know? We don't know anything about that shooter because Biden's Secret Service didn't release anything. It was under Biden with that DEI pedal lady who was Jill Biden's personal Secret Service agent, and he promoted her to run the Bureau of Secret Service.
Let me ask you a personal question.
Yes, Raymond,
sir. Say somebody made an attempt on you. Wouldn't you want to get to the bottom of who that was?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think they do.
Okay.
But they can't.
Why
didn't?
Okay.
You saw
No. According to you, Donald Trump should be angry at Joe Biden for allowing that to happen, and he should be finding the evidence to prove that Biden was behind this, and he should be nailing Biden to the cross. But for some strange reason, that's not on Trump's priority list.
The Pew was on top of the command center at Butler. Is that the craziest thing? On top of the police were inside the building. He was on top of the building. That's a fact.
But how do you know it wasn't staged? Remember,
I think it's the opposite. I think it was an intentional setup by the Secret Service to take down the President of the United States.
Raymond,
thank you.
Raymond,
absolutely.
I get that that's what got you here. But honestly, I have no reason to lie to you. If somebody puts a bandage, actually it's not even a bandage, it looks like a tampon almost, right? A pad, maxi pad. If someone puts a maxi pad on their ear and they tell you my ear was blown off, and then they take off the bandage or the maxi pad and the ear is in perfect condition, that means this person is lying and acting, correct? Or it means the ear, you ever seen X-Men? You know Wolverine? He has Wolverine-like mutant powers where he can heal. Now, which one is it?
What about the second guy in the bushes at Mar-a-Lago? Is that staged?
Who knows? It could have been. But because honestly, if you ask me, yeah. You need a crazy person.
Well, guess what?
Hold on, Raymond.
Guess what?
You never answered my question about the ear. Be honest.
Dude, I haven't seen the ear myself. You're showing some picture. I don't know. And guess what? If he staged it, it worked, right? Because he's president. So he did a good job, right?
Raymond, I got to give it to you. I'll give it up to Raymond, all right? Because he hasn't seen the ear, but he saw the man in the bushes. That's good. That's good acting, Raymond. Where do they teach you how to pivot and dodge stuff like that? Where do they teach you stuff like this? Where do they teach you that?
You want to blame Trump for everything? Why don't you worry about the Democratic Party who put someone in with 107 days to go, and then Biden derailed her. He called it a night of debate and yelled at her. Okay? This is your party. Biden called Kamala the night of her debate with Trump and yelled at her. So that's per her book, that's circulating a lot. Biden was a big scumbag to her. Okay. By the way.
Yeah, but okay, so you believe?
Because I do like Kamala.
Okay. So Raymond,
I just didn't vote for her, but I like her.
Raymond, I don't know how this turned into you bashing Joe Biden and somehow
he should be
being a pro.
He's got to be held accountable
Raymond,
for Butler.
I'm gonna move it on, Raymond. All right, there's other.
You move it on.
Okay.
He should be accountable for Butler.
Okay.
That was under his watch, and he screwed that up.
Okay, but then if you bring Butler up, what should Trump be accountable for when he put a bandage on his ear and then it was not true? What should he be accountable for?
He doesn't have to be accountable. Prove it. Go prove it.
Prove Biden
Go to that kid Corey's family and tell him it was staged.
Prove Biden did it, Raymond.
Tell the kid Corey's family.
So you don't have any proof, right, Raymond?
Yeah.
All right, fair enough. Ladies and gentlemen, that's our good friend Raymond. He tried. All right, he tried. He tried and he lied and he must get fried. Ladies and gentlemen, join me in warming up the lake of fire for Raymond. Raymond, poor guy. Raymond, I really expected better out of you. But the truth isn't in you. And we're going to go ahead and send you straight to hell for subscribing to fantasies, even to this day as a grown man. Ladies and gentlemen, let's send Raymond straight to hell.
Silence, you MAGA demon.
All right, that's a huge W. Zeus. Who do we got this time? Good morning, Takesha. Welcome to the show, sis. How are you?
Hey, Zeus. How you doing this morning?
I'm doing all right. What about you?
I'm fine. First of all, happy birthday, Tara.
Okay, there you go. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah, I love me some Tara now.
Yeah.
I pray, Tara, that every seed you sown return to you in a harvest of overflow today. And you have a great day, Tara.
There you go. You Tammy. Wow.
Let me say this, Zeus, right quick before I get into the false thing that happened. Trump has divided this country so much that, and we're all guilty of this, that the first thing we all do after we hear about something is try to see if it's a Republican or a Democrat that did it.
Yeah.
That's just how divided he has this country. There was, back before he came, when something happened, we didn't even know if it was a Democrat or a Republican, because at the time we did not care. But ever since he came down that golden escalator, Zeus, now every time something happens, we try to research if it was a Democrat or a Republican. And that's sad that he has turned this country into that kind of country.
Y'all agree with Takesha out there? Put a one.
That the empathy is gone, and we don't give it until we find out which party did what. Now that's a truth right there.
W's in the chat. They all agree with you. Thank you.
Now let's get into this foolishness that happened this weekend. And TikTok, this for entertainment purposes.
Yeah, because I've been getting reported like you wouldn't believe.
For entertainment purposes only, TikTok.
Yeah.
Zeus, when Trump usually goes somewhere, they set off they block off a perimeter.
Yeah.
Because the president is going to be there.
Yeah.
You mean to tell me, because I think the Hilton is on it as well. You mean to tell me that the Hilton was wide open for anybody to come in? No security. You got other events going on. I said the president gonna be here.
Yeah.
You got more events going on.
Yeah.
Your elevators are not locked down. People are free to roam through the hotel like they on a safari tour.
Yeah.
I said the president is in the building.
Yeah.
Anybody can get to him, and you want me to believe that when they say he abruptly left the White House Friday night and went to Mar-a-Lago, that they one day are getting the plan together, Zeus? You mean to tell me,
Raymond?
You mean to tell me, Zeus, that they gonna take the vice president off the stage before they take the president? You mean to tell me Secret Service was surrounding the sides of the president and left his back exposed? You mean to tell me they gonna let him be a peeping Tom through the drapes while it's going on?
You saw that? Yeah.
Did you see that man sitting down finishing his Idaho potatoes while everybody else was hiding up under the table?
Yeah.
Did you see Cash Patel bent down like he was Boys the Men on bended knee about to propose from fear?
Yeah.
And you want me to believe that all of this is real? You want me to believe that?
Yeah. Could you use your imagination? Don't you believe in trees?
Trump talking about a ballroom. When has the Correspondents dinner ever been at the White House?
Never.
So guess what that ballroom wouldn't have did? Mattered because they wouldn't have been there.
There you go. There you go. Wow. W's in the chat for Takesha. Well, what do you say to the last guest that I had, Raymond?
Bless his psychedelic heart.
Because he said that I've been honest about everything except this.
When that man said that he blamed Joe Biden because there was not enough Secret Service, because they was everywhere spread around. Zeus, there are a lot of Secret Service people. Yeah. What is he talking about? Everything that has happened is false.
Facts.
Everything.
Facts.
Did you see how Robert F. Kennedy left his wife and was running like Forrest Gump? Yeah. And she was a mile behind him.
He was hoping something would happen to her. That's what I heard.
Yeah,
so that he didn't have to deal with the burden of dealing with her the rest of his life, so to speak, right? I
told Ange them, even though I don't like Dr. Spock, which is Stephen Miller, that at least he grabbed his wife and tried to shield her to safety. Yeah. But everybody else's wife, they was fending for themselves. And that's how they go treat you when they get through passing all these laws that's against women.
Thank you. And did you hear about Kash Patel and his girlfriend? I guess she was
Maybe they say his girlfriend was coming out the room with another man.
And when that happened, I said, oh, so this probably is why Trump is going to get rid of Kash Patel. Because
they said she was in that room singing "Boo Baba Loo Ba My Boy."
Hey, yeah. So I'm confident that when Kash is, he departs, we're going to find out what really triggered all of this, and it's probably going to be, like what happened with Kristi Noem. We found out her husband was into some freaky things.
Yeah.
We're gonna find out what Kash Patel's, side piece or his main dame, whatever you want to call it. We're gonna find out what she been into, and this is probably one of the main reasons why Kash got to go.
And Zeus, let me say this, and then I'm gonna go. And you're good. Wait until she get by the camera saying, "I just want to go home."
Oh, Eric.
You should have been at home with your kids anyway. You had no business there. You told us that a woman with children need to be at home with their kids. Them children don't even know what you look like no more. You at a correspondence dinner that has nothing to do with Turning Point USA. Baby, you should have been at home with your children. But you was there probably with your new man, your next man, your old man, your now man. Baby, go home.
Wow. W's in the chat for Takesha. They get mad when you talk about Erica Kirk that way.
I wouldn't care if they got mad if I talked about Erica Kirk. She's no better than nobody else. She can get talked about just like everybody else. That woman ain't mourning yet. I cried more over days that died than she did over her husband. I'm not standing Caroline Living.
Amen.
I'm still in mourning over this man that won't be my boyfriend. And she'd have moved on past her whole husband. She slept with and vowed with.
Ooh.
Baby, I'm not standing her.
Amen. There you go. She ain't lying.
Now, Zeus, I want you to enjoy the rest of your day.
All right. You too, ladies and gentlemen. Let's give it up to Takesha. No lies detected. All right. You see how we do this on this show, ladies and gentlemen? The best show on TikTok. You can't make this kind of stuff up. Where are the demons at this morning? I know the demons are out there. Oh, look at that.
Yo, what's up?
What did you want?
Great show.
What did you want?
Great show, bro. All fantasy, no proof. This was an attempted assassination, and you guys are treating it like it's just made up soap opera stuff. All y'all bringing up your stories. That's how it is, bro. You sound weak. Your whole group is weak, and your rhetoric is what causes these attempted assassinations.
My rhetoric?
If the Democratic rhetoric would calm itself down, this would never happen.
Go ahead. The floor is yours.
Beautiful. It's beautiful music, bro.
Yeah.
It just goes to the... There you go. Democratic rhetoric. That's how it goes. But you guys keep up with your mental illness.
You got it all out?
Keep up with the mental illness.
You got a little gas in the tank.
Absolutely prove nothing.
Okay. Donald Trump speaks a lot of bad
We
things.
didn't like Biden.
Donald Trump says a lot of bad things too.
We didn't like Kamala Harris, but we didn't go after him.
What was that?
We didn't like Kamala Harris and we didn't like Biden, but we didn't go after him and cause bad harm onto other people.
Yes, you
because
did.
we don't do that.
Yes, you did.
But you guys, all you do is your fake ass stories and your bad rhetoric that's going to cause violence toward our president.
Well, why is Donald Trump not doing so well in the polls?
The polls are under 2,000 people, bro. If you look at the polls, it's based on 2,000 people out of 300 million.
So you think he's doing good?
Polls. All polls are off of 2,000 people, bro, and that's how you try to make your live look great, bro.
Hey.
Your live is horrible.
Hey, so you think Donald Trump is doing good?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Bro, listen.
All right.
You guys continue to lose.
Okay.
And like that, and that's where you
Okay, so
I never seen you stutter, though.
Hey,
bro.
ladies
That's
and
okay.
gentlemen, that's what we got, a liar
Ladies
on
and
the show.
gentlemen, snug.
That's what you got, and I just needed to get a good chuckle in because this is how they are. They're spiraling out of control. Lies on top of lies, fables on top of fables. And I don't get to hear from Snuggie like that until usually that means when you hear from Snuggie, that means we're hurting feelings this morning, right? And so it's with great pleasure that I do this. Ladies and gentlemen, join me in sending Snuggles straight to hell for lying about Donald Trump's poll numbers. He know Donald Trump is doing terrible in every single category, including gas prices. Can't make this stuff up.
Silence, you MAGA daily.
You can't make this stuff up. Good morning. Who do we got? Stray Facts, welcome. How are you doing, sis?
Good morning. How you doing, brother?
I'm doing all right. How about you? Yeah.
That they're going correspondence in the nation or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
I don't know what to think about it because these people are out here still trying to fake the funk like they don't believe and they don't know that this man that they picked for the president of the United States is an absolute liar. It doesn't make any sense. The same way it doesn't make any sense that they call Kamala Harris, they say she's not black and then get mad because she married a white man.
Oh.
Why you mad because a black woman married a white man? I thought she wasn't black.
Oh.
The same way you see that? The same way they say Obama ain't a black man, but then get mad because he ain't do nothing for the black folks. I thought he wasn't black.
They mad. They mad. They said, wow. Yeah, they want it both. They want their cake and they want to eat it too, huh? Ain't that something?
They can't even keep their lies straight. But this is what stuck out to me, y'all. He got supposedly he got hit up again. Again, right?
Yeah.
And then this time he went out after the Durgone situation. We'll call it a situation happened. And he gave us more of an explanation about that fake mess than he even did about why we over there in Iran. We still waiting for the press conference that he telling us about why we over there in Iran. But you came up there, you and your whole panel of folks, and explained to us why you need a ballroom after you. That is not the first thing that you think about when you just possibly been a glassinated again. You like, oh my God, who is this crazy people? You know. So it shows everything. And good morning. You know what? I want to say happy birthday to you, Tara. I meant to say that. Happy birthday.
Tara.
Tara, I'm sorry, Tara. I have a friend named Tara, and she spelled her name just like that. So, yeah, Tara. So, I mean, it's amazing to me. I'm going to be honest with y'all. It is just absolutely amazing to me, the blindfolds that they put on. Ray came up here and he had the biggest blindfolds on that I could ever see in my life. And that's the reason why MAGA is going to get defeated. Oh, I mean, astoundingly, come the midterms, because they're not willing to call a thing a thing. You can't sit up and keep telling me that the sky is orange when I know it's blue. And what's going to end up happening in the long run is that you, MAGA, you're going to blagga, NAGA, whatever y'all want to call yourself. You're going to have to explain to your children why we all saw what our eyes saw, and you guys are continuously pretending like you don't see the fact that he fell down when they took the vice president. Zeus, tell me this. Let me figure out this question for you. Why did they have all the people in the room that if something happened to him, everybody, who's coming next? The vice president, the speaker of the house. Why was everybody in the room? And why were they all sitting at different tables?
Wow. That's a good question. Any Trump voters, Raymond, explain yourself.
Why are they all sitting at different tables so it was harder for them to get them out of there in case of an issue like this?
Biden forced them to? Maybe that's the answer. President
Biden made them. Biden made them.
Yeah.
You know what it is.
Yeah.
Biden had them sit all at the table together looking all stupid in the face. Yeah. Another thing is this right here. Yeah. When somebody is pew-pewing, you get down on the ground. See, they knew how to do it when the J6ers came up in there and they wasn't even pew-pewing.
Nope.
Guess what they did?
What's that?
They got down on the ground on their stomachs.
Facts.
But for some reason, these people just ducked a little bit underneath the table.
Yeah.
We have to, at some point, we have to all start becoming adults in here and stop playing with ourselves. We know what's going on.
Yep.
And if you don't want to admit, MAGA, that what's going on is that you not only have the biggest cluster in human nature to put in the White House, but you also are in a cult, then that really is on you and your children in the end of. But just understand what I'm finna say to you. We're not gonna do you like we did the Confederates. We're just not gonna do it.
What we gonna do?
We are going to label you exactly what that reporter asked. Are you a pedophile? Are you a Chester? Are you a con artist? And if you say no, we're gonna then say, well, then why were you supporting Trump? I'm gonna say this before I get on out of here because y'all know I got a job to do. Let Dame tell it I'm jobless.
You got a job to do, and that's what they don't understand. They think that black women, all you do is sit at home and collect an EBT check and complain about Donald Trump. That's all they think you do. Straight facts, which is which is racist. Now that I think about it, it's racist and misogynist, huh?
It is. It absolutely is racist and misogynistic and misogynoir and all in one. It's everything that we could ever have thought that this administration was going to be. Black women told you. Yep. We told you over and over again, and you didn't listen. And then you want to know why we say everything is about race, because it is. My husband took me on a spontaneous little getaway this weekend. Aww. And it was... and it was nice, and we went down to South Carolina, and we went to Hilton Head, South Carolina, Hilton Head Island, and I did not know anything about it, and I said to myself, the ancestors was, if you don't believe me, I got a video I'm going to put up. The ancestors was talking to me, and was just coming all in my soul. Yeah. And I said, straight back, let me look this up and see what's happened here at Hilton Head, South Carolina. And come to find out, that's the place where Clarence Rack Thomas came from. That's the place where the Geechee and the Gullah people originated. And then the first part, Civil War, when it ended, they allowed those black people that were once enslaved to become free and earn a living, and they bought some land over there in South Carolina. Wow. So I'm gonna tell y'all something for real. I'm just gonna keep it so 100 with y'all. The moment that you no longer wanted to be racist, guess what you'll stop doing?
What's that?
You want us to stop talking about racism, guess what they'll stop doing?
What's that? Because he's talking to Wild Man now. Talk to him.
Yeah. Wild Man, you'll stop being a racist piece of you-know-what. That's what you...
W's in the chat for straight facts. You hear that, Wild Man Grinder 69? And tell that to your racist grandpappy, the 85-year-old that I cooked and totally destroyed. W in the chat. Thank you.
That very moment, when you guys stop trying to take land from people that bought land and bought it fair and square, then we'll stop being racist. When you stop trying to redline us and gerrymander us into seats and not taking away our votes, we'll stop talking about racism. When you guys stop acting like the Confederate Army did and got mad and didn't want to pledge of allegiance, that's why Reconstruction worked so well during that period of time, because conservative people refused to say the Pledge of Allegiance to America after they were found to be treacherous traitors. And if you don't believe me, go look it up.
Amen.
Y'all talk about how come come black men did so well in the Republican Party at that time? That's why, because they were progressives and they were reconstructing South Carolina, Georgetown to be specific. And the reason why it failed is because in 1920, they stopped allowing black people, they allowed the Confederates to start voting again without having to take the allegiance. They got in here and they took all the black men, Republican progressives, out of there. And guess what they did? There wasn't another black man in Congress again until 1960. See, y'all run around here pretending like we are oppressed on our own. We just don't want to do anything. But in reality, it is the white tea people that every step we take, they pull us back another step. But guess what? Y'all messed up this time because you thought that you were putting the leader in place that was going to get y'all over that white tea hill, the envelopian hill. But what you did was you put the most cluster F of a person as you possibly could to be the leader of this movement. And I'm going to tell y'all another thing. Hold this L, MAGA. I got to go back to work, Zeus. I ain't got no time.
Hey, I love it. Ladies and gentlemen, give Straight Facts a huge, huge round of applause. No lies detected. Flesh and Blood did not reveal that to you. Literally giving you a history lesson and a lesson on DEI all in one. Thank you so much, sis.
At the same time, I like to wrap it up. Y'all have a wonderful day, and thank you guys thank you, Zeus and the Kingdom, for allowing me to come back. Y'all don't forget, I got a show in the morning too. So
make sure you check in. Yeah, she goes right before I do. Go follow Straight Facts, unadulterated truth. All right.
Y'all. Talk to y'all later.
Later. All right, moving it along. And oh my gosh, look at that, ladies and gentlemen. Guess who we have? I haven't seen this person in a while. Who is this? W's in the chat for Jim. Welcome, Jim.
Hey.
How are you? Wow. How are you?
Wow, this show's been a comic relief this morning. I'm just like laughing so hard at some of your guests.
Yeah.
It's interesting, Zeus. If you had an enemy, would you allow him to set up your security?
Heck no. Heck no. Heck no.
It's funny. It's like Raymond was like, blame Biden. It's Biden's fault. Well, all I know is that if I was running against an opposition team and had access to security, my security would be doing top-notch work to protect my safety, right?
Facts. He said
I
that.
don't know.
He said that, and Jim, when he said Joe Biden, it was like we got to a point in the conversation where the answer was so obvious, right? And instead of just taking that leap of faith, he said, "I can't do it," and he went and blamed Joe Biden.
They have to,
and it's the saddest thing to watch grown men do. And grown women too. It's the saddest thing to watch happen.
I want you guys to listen when they talk. Like even when Struggles with the Truth was up here and he was having a hard time being in reality, which is why he has to change his name constantly.
Yeah.
Let's just be very clear. They struggle so much internally because they know that they support corruption. They know they support criminality. They know it's not doing well. I mean, I'm just listening when Raymond was talking and I'm listening to him speak about Biden. I'm like, which is it? Was Biden this falling asleep, didn't know where he was? Or was he a mastermind? Was he a mastermind? Because the fact that he could infiltrate Trump's security team and run the country at the same time, I don't know. It just seems kind of interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, if you actually did your research, Raymond, you would know that the reason that Crooks was able to even get on that building was because they did not monitor the air conditioning system, which was literally just a couple feet from the roof.
Ooh.
That's how he got on the building. So I ask you, if you have a team of security, private and Secret Service, and if you were working in concert with the police department in Butler, which they did not, they refused to even allow the police in Butler to have any type of part of their location in Butler, PA. You know what's even more interesting is, did you guys know that when the Secret Service is going to a location, when a planned event is happening, do you know they research the entire surrounding area?
Yeah.
Do you know that they actually researched Crook's house and knew that he was a potential threat, that he had? Did you know that?
No.
Yeah, they knew that they were Republicans, but that's why they were like, well, he's got lots of weaponry, but he's a Republican. It's a Republican household.
Raymond, come on, Raymond. Come on to the light, Raymond.
Did you know that?
Come on to the light, bro.
The other thing that's really interesting about most MAGA supporters is they never fail to amaze that they don't ever have data or statistics and don't seem to comprehend that in 2019, under Trump, right? Trump was the president in 2019.
True.
They literally came out that white supremacy was literally the number one threat to the United States. It was not migrants.
Oh.
It was not BIPOC. It was not trans community.
Oh.
It was white supremacy groups, alt-right supremacy groups. And it's almost as if we could research it throughout history and find the actual data and statistics. Because even in 2024, they did it again and put out the statistics.
Right.
Out of 13 separate attempts on people's lives, 13, right?
Yeah.
62% of them were alt-right. It's almost as if we actually collect the data on these things.
Wow.
Do you know that per theviolenceproject.org, you can actually pull up all the data yourself because there are actual private companies that collect the data to ensure that independent thinking is going into this and that it's not swerved either way, that they just give you the data, statistics, and information about the people perpetrating on the American people and children in schools.
Wow.
And I'm really curious about this too. Like, I mean, I actually think about stuff like this.
Yeah.
Like when you're sitting there and trying to come up with a way to blame Biden, do you remember when Kamala Harris's bus was run off the road in Texas?
Yep. I remember.
Does that come to, oh my God, it's almost as if somebody was trying to attack Kamala Harris's group, not knowing that Kamala wasn't even there. But that's the thing. Or how about the fact that there were multiple attempts on President Barack Obama?
Yeah.
That nobody talks about, because you know what you're really supposed to do?
What's that?
You're not supposed to talk about it. You're supposed to actually keep the manifestos quiet. Did you know that? Not with this case, though. This case was different.
Wow.
This case, the manifesto's out. This case, we knew within
And the
3
footage.
hours, his name, his age, his job, his location. Of course, they had to put it, California.
Gavin
right?
Newsom, right?
Of course.
Yeah.
And within that same time frame, you had the debate going on in California. Did you know that? It all comes full circle, right?
Oh.
So you had the two Republicans that literally made complete asses of themselves. You have a literal ex-parliament BK, like British parliament guy who was who oh God, it's like let's think about it for a second. Who was supporting him? Who was supporting Steve Hilton? Who gave him an endorsement?
Who?
Donald Trump.
Oh, Jim.
That didn't go well. Just so you know. For all you Republicans out there, it didn't go well. He's literally tanking in the polls.
Wow.
In addition to that, Chad Bianco really made an ass of himself because he can't even string a sentence together, let alone wear real clothes to a debate. But didn't they attack the president of Ukraine for not wearing a suit, right?
Yeah.
But Chad Bianco showed up in jeans. And you got Fetterman showing up in sweatpants because he can't tie a tie.
Wow.
But hey, that's okay.
Yeah.
Just let's go after the president of Ukraine who's actually protecting his country.
Yeah.
And then you had Tom Steyer walk over and embrace in a very loving way Chad Bianco on the stage and forgot cameras were rolling. So they caught that interaction. You might want to research that for a show because it was really, really intimate how they looked each other lovingly in the face and held each other's biceps. It was really kind of interesting. Yeah.
Oh.
And then the very next couple of days, what does Tom Steyer do? When he can't beat Xavier Becerra, when he can't win fair because he's just throwing millions and millions of dollars, and Xavier Becerra is less than 1% of what Tom Steyer, a billionaire who made millions off of prosecuting people in California in private prisons, he literally uses MAGA talking points to go after Xavier Becerra.
Wow.
Literally
we can't have that. We can't have that. Wow.
And this is why billionaires need to no longer be in politics. We need Americans that work for the people, we the people, for the people, voting for the people who literally have the best interest of our country and our states at hand in legislation.
Yeah.
Now, I want to go back to the so-called attempt, because I find it really interesting that within 30 minutes after all of this going down, he gives a press conference talking about this is why he deserves a ballroom. Now, I want to remind people, why were we at this event? Was this a White House event?
It was supposed to be.
But was this a White House event?
No.
Is this something that happens at the Oval Office?
No,
is this something that has...
It doesn't happen at the Oval Office.
Right. Does it normally happen at Mellon? Because Mellon is the actual ballroom associated to the White House.
Oh.
So for those of you who don't know, there's already a ballroom that's literally right in the vicinity that is specific for use for the White House called Mellon.
Yeah.
So I just want to let you guys know that no, we don't need a ballroom. This ballroom is a way to funnel money and to do something else illicit that we know, which is why it needs to be stopped. But I ask you, when the president of the United States stands there and says, that's why I need $400 million, and he does 4 attempts.
Yeah.
4 attempts since this man has been in office, okay? We know very little about the other 3 attempters. We know very little. We don't even know where Thomas Crooks, by the way, was the pew-pewer in PA, since none of you probably remember the name.
Yeah.
I want to make sure I give you as much information so you can research it yourself, because we like to encourage you to research it yourself.
Yeah.
They can't even locate his family. His family has just disappeared, who had lived in Pennsylvania for all those years.
Isn't that something?
Yeah.
And we don't know anything about that guy, but we know everything about the guy.
Exactly.
Isn't that interesting? Huh.
Exactly. And so if Trump gets 400 million, now ready, I want you guys to all think about this. And he wasn't actually pew-pewed, okay? And he's still standing and breathing in this country. I want you to tell me, what do all the families of the children who were unalived get? How much money are their lives worth? I want you to tell me how many people in grocery stores that were unalived, in strip malls who were unalived, in churches who were unalived, at concerts were unalived, at festivals were unalived, at parades were unalived. How much are their lives worth? Because if Trump gets $400 million for a ballroom that normal Americans will never get to partake in, what do normal Americans get? What do we, the people, get? I'm going to tell you what we get if we all collectively come together. We get our country back, and we get legislators that are actually going to be creating laws that protect our civil rights, human rights, women's rights, educational rights, and believe in science and math. So it's up to us.
Amen.
It's not up to Trump and this administration.
Amen.
It's not up to the 200 people. There's approximately about 200 people controlling our fate right now. We, the people, there's 340 million Americans in this country.
Yeah.
It's up to us to feed our soldiers.
Amen.
It's up to us to ensure that our children have medical. It's up to us that they have education. It's up to us that women have health care. It's up to us that we protect our borders appropriately with proper legislation.
Facts.
And not allow somebody to dictate to us their white supremacy views that harm American citizens and migrants alike.
Amen.
And I want to remind you that we are literally being warned by foreign countries not to travel now, not to go to their countries, because they cannot protect Americans anymore. Because we are hated in a way we have never been hated before.
Wow.
So you don't have to believe me. Do your research, because I don't come on anybody's live or do my own lives to make you afraid. I make you aware.
Facts.
And then when the Republican MAGAs try to tell you that it's an echo chamber, I want you to change your thinking. See, what happens when we go where there's knowledge, there's power. Knowledge is power. So don't think of things as echo chambers. Think of them as learning chambers.
Thanks.
Think of them as the ability to exchange information that's going to empower us to make proper votes and proper tools to engage properly with the country. Because what we're looking at right now, ladies and gentlemen, is an opportunity.
Yeah.
A possibility to revisit this in a way that they can never, ever, ever say that we, the people, for the people, did not come together collaboratively.
Amen.
Because I don't know about you, but it is time for this nightmare to be over. We all need to wake up.
Facts.
We all need to literally take the water bottle under the bread and spray it with nothing but beautiful smells. For those of you who have children, you understand that analogy.
Yeah.
It's time.
Amen.
It's time to get the stink out.
Thank you.
And
I love it. Yeah.
when Struggles literally said what he said about, Biden being, a swamp bag, I think that's what he said.
He said
Isn't that what he said?
I didn't hear. I just
Yeah.
hit play on him. It was just a bunch of crying to me. They're doing terrible in the polls, and his daddy pulled another stunt to try to gain sympathy, and it failed miserably. And so the demon just says things. But yeah, I didn't want to interrupt what you were about to say.
No. I talk really fast because I want to get it all out and I don't want to forget it. So I want to say this: if Biden is the swamp bag, I want you guys to actually do your due diligence and go look at all the footage. It wasn't just RFK that left his wife out in the open. She didn't have a single protector around her.
Yeah.
Not a single Secret Service person was around his wife. I hope she gets that footage sent to her by every one of her girlfriends because they tried to warn her about RFK and she stayed with him. But if you go look at the footage, and I want people to go Google this, J.D. Vance was removed before the sitting president of the United States.
Yeah.
J.D. Vance's Secret Service tried to remove him. Yeah. They tried to remove J.D. Vance before the sitting president.
Yeah.
And J.D. Vance was so dumb, he tried to hold on to a chair and not move. And while they're yanking him off the stage.
Yeah, I saw it with my own two eyes. Yeah.
Stage right, there's a woman in a sequin red dress that they just leave there to climb under the table. Because, those drapes are so protective. They're bulletproof. I'm sure those are bulletproof drapes.
Yeah, bulletproof drapes.
So you have the blonde that's left there, J.D. Vance protected. You have Trump, who literally is pulled up, falls, and they all jump on top. Poor Weijia Chang, man, she was literally crawling. I don't know if you guys have seen that footage.
I saw that. Yeah, I saw her.
She got up. She stood up and ran around the big blob of Trump and his Secret Service.
Wow. Oh my God. Well, listen up, Jim.
And then you have Levitt and the First Lady literally under the table. So if that doesn't tell you just by watching the footage how little the women in the Republican Party mean to their husbands, and I hate to say this.
Yes.
I hate to say this, but the only one who protected his wife was Stephen Miller. The only one. But I'd like to add this little caveat. Did he protect her or did he protect the unborn child?
That is a good question. That's a good question. All right. Good question. I don't know. I really don't know, to be honest with you, because I just think he's a weak and evil and sick person.
But that's the thing. If she wasn't carrying his spawn, would he have saved her?
I don't think so.
Would he?
And I don't think so. W, Jim. All right. Now we
All right. Love you guys. Peace out.
Ladies and gentlemen, give the beautiful Jim a huge round of applause. And I haven't heard from her in a while. It's always great. It's always great to hear from the beautiful Jim. No lies detected. While I was talking to Jim, I realized that there was a clip that I need you all to go watch, and she brought up a very good point about what it is like talking to Trump supporters. Don't worry, I'll bring a few more guests up after this, but I wanted to get this in. There's a guy, what is this? JP Sears? I don't know if you heard of this, but this is, when I seen this, I said, wow, you got to be kidding me, all right? But JP Sears, did you see this? What it is like.
He's not even gay at all.
What it is like talking to a Trump supporter. I'll play a little of this, but make sure you go ahead and watch it yourselves, all right? And you just tell me if we didn't see this morning with Raymond. Raymond, you came up here, and this was you, bro.
Yeah, that's great. What do you think of the Biden administration funding Ukraine?
Hated it. We should have been keeping that money in America.
What do you think about the Trump admin funding Israel?
Love it. I think as American Christians, we should also be Jewish.
What do you think about the FBI's narrative that JFK was killed by a lone gunman?
Not likely. You can't trust those guys.
What do you think about the FBI's narrative that Charlie Kirk was killed by a lone gunman?
Well, that's what happened. You heard the FBI's report. That makes me so mad. Do you believe all these idiot grifter conservatives out there betraying Trump? The woke Reich. That's what I call them. It's a pretty clever name.
You agree with everything Trump's doing?
Yeah, 100%. That's what my critical thinking leads me to believe. 100% agreement with everything Trump says.
Even when he changes his mind or betrays a campaign promise?
He's never done any of that. But you know who has changed? The woke right. Fucking roasted him again. The Tucker Carlsons, Alex Joneses, people on Twitter. These people supported Trump for years. Then all of a sudden they betray the guy. Like, what is up with that?
So as a Trump loyalist, you don't even think it's been you and Trump that's changed?
No, I haven't changed my stance on anything. I've stayed true to my values. Unlike these crazy nut jobs.
Right. What do you think about Trump's campaign promise of no new wars?
Loved it.
And what do you think about being in a new war with Iran?
Love it.
Do you know you're contradicting yourself?
No, I'm not. Trump promised no new wars. Wars, plural. We're in a new war, singular. He didn't start new wars. He started one new war. Idiot. Like, Trump didn't break any campaign promises.
You gotta be kidding me. Do you think it's okay that Trump just wants to move on from the Epstein files and not prosecute anyone?
Yeah, that's what's best for our country.
Have you always thought that?
Yeah.
All right. What about when you wrote, number one priority is to arrest the Epstein criminals? Trump will do that. Kamala won't.
I don't think I ever wrote that.
It's on your Twitter.
I might have wrote that. But you're taking that out of context.
That's your whole tweet. It's the entire context.
No. Like the context of the moment. Like in different times, different words have different meanings. Words change with the times. It's evolution. Like, get with it. And you know, those traitors like Marjorie Taylor Greene and Thomas Massie, they're just trying to push this stuff because they want to backstab Trump. That's what they're doing.
So you don't like them?
Not at all. They're despicable people.
On MTG's tweet from a year ago where she pledged to fight to get arrests made, you commented to her, "Thank you, MTG. These Epstein criminals need to be brought to justice. You're doing God's work and are a true patriot."
Well, did you know she's a traitor?
All right. What do you think when all the leftists were calling Elon and other conservatives Nazis?
But just psychopathic leftists. They're just trying to smear the character of good people because they don't have the legs of truth to stand on in their own political positions. It's just despicable.
I can see on Twitter that people like you and Mark Levin are repetitively calling other conservatives Nazis. A lot.
That's because they're Nazis. Like Tucker Carlson, he has an actual gas chamber at his house, from what I hear.
I'm pretty sure that's a sauna.
You want Jewish people to die. I mean, could you find me a more unpopular guy than Tucker Carlson?
You say that Tucker's unpopular, but he's got the #1 news podcast.
Oh, give me a break. You actually believe statistics. Tucker's always been a fraud.
From this pic of Tucker campaigning for Trump, you said, "The great Tucker Carlson campaigning for Trump and America first. I love this guy."
Are you funded by Qatar? You seem like it. Tucker is. I know that for a fact because Laura Loomer said he is. And she's mentally healthy. And I'm really starting to think you're a foreign agent. Maybe with the Soviet Union.
That's not a country anymore.
Well, it won't be a country for long with all the nukes Iran has.
All right. What do you think about the members of Congress getting rich off of insider trading?
Lock them all up. It is not right for them to personally get rich when they should be focusing on bettering the lives of Americans.
Since Trump took office, Trump's son-in-law, Jared Kushner, who's negotiating with Iran, is now a billionaire. Trump's sons have allegedly increased their net worth by 800%. And Trump's net worth went from 1.4 billion to 6.5. What do you think about that?
Hey, the world's a casino nowadays. Don't hate the player.
Any final message to the former Trump supporters that have abandoned him?
Yeah. To those low IQ morons, I would just say, you guys are hypocrites, and the establishment has your best interest in mind. Just surrender to it. Oh, dude, look at this. I love what Trump's doing with Palantir. Heads up on the dog poop right there.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that was a nice little comic relief, but you get what's going on. I just thought we needed to get that on the record so that all of you Trump voters, you understand that the world sees you like this, literally defending your daddy to the end and always thinking that you're more clever than you really are. We've seen what you got. We've heard all the excuses and none of it works. W Zeus. That's a huge W Zeus now that I think about it. Let's go on to the next guest. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen. My goodness. Good morning, Mr. Marco. Welcome to the show. Mr. Marco. Mr. Marco. Mr. Marco. Oh, you fell asleep on my show. That's 2 galaxies, Mr. Marco. Knock it off. Seriously, W. Zeus. You just can't do that on my show. Who do we got next? Good morning, Nutty. Welcome, Nutty. How are you?
Good morning, everybody. How's everybody?
Good morning. How are you, bro?
I'm great. First of all, Queen Tara, happy birthday to you. Listen, we definitely, and thank you so much, Ange, Takesha. We definitely got a shout out to the people who are always supporting us every single day, and that is absolutely Tara. So, Tara, I echo everything Takesha has said.
Yeah.
I wish you nothing but love, peace, happiness, and prosperity, my friend. Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday.
And you better get your butt up in here so we can say happy birthday the Kingdom way.
Hey, let's go. Let's go. W's in the chat for Tara. Tara, where are you at? Don't hide now.
So I want to go through a timeline really quickly, Zeus. The White House Correspondents' Dinner.
Mm-hmm.
This year it turned 105 years old.
Yeah.
It started in 1921. Warren G. Harding was the president when it began.
Yeah.
Every single president since then has attended the White House Correspondents' Dinner except one. Can you tell me who that one?
Could I roll the dice and maybe
Roll it.
Maybe we can go to the one that's sitting in the White House now? That guy?
It was that guy during his first administration.
Wow. How weak.
It was that guy.
Yeah.
So the purpose of the White House Correspondents' Dinner, it is supposed to celebrate and echo the First Amendment.
Correct.
The freedom of speech, the freedom of press. That's its purpose.
Yeah.
And since the 1950s, the White House Correspondents has been roasting presidents.
Yeah.
And all the presidents have gone through it. They've laughed. They might have, slouched over a little bit because that gut punch was a little bit hard for them.
Yeah.
But they were true sports in the moment.
Absolutely.
Except for, I recall, when the black man was in the White House and he was at his last Correspondents' Dinner, he made a comment about somebody in in I forget who it was, but that person's ego was, it was the P3 deal. His feelings got hurt, and he still hasn't lived that down even today. So that's why he hates the black man so much. And so we're just, and all the other black men, we're just catching strays because we look like them.
Yeah.
We have the same color skin, so we're catching the strays.
Yeah.
But I want to speak on what happened this weekend.
Yeah.
And Raymond, if you cannot see that was staged, my friend, you're an idiot. You're an idiot. Also,
Raymond, you better listen up.
When Raymond was on the panel and he blamed Joe Biden, I want you to make sense of this statement. He blamed Joe Biden in the moment, and in the very next breath, he said that they tried to. I'm good with it. Let's keep rolling. I'm good with it.
Well, can you send a request? I think because it's showing up on my end. Just resend
yeah, I see
the request. Yeah, because see now they reported the live. Raymond, you don't got to report, Nutty. Send it again. Raymond, come on, bro. It's like we've been getting hit all morning. This is crazy.
You know what's crazy? Wow. You know what's crazy, Zeus? You know what's crazy? Now I'm really trying not to be nutty.
Yeah.
Because you want show protected.
Yeah.
But if I'm gonna get violated, I might as well do something to get violated for. I mean, if I'm gonna catch strays, I might as well do something to catch the strays.
Yeah.
But anyway, in the same breath, he blamed Joe Biden and said that the president of the United States was trying to when the president of the United States was going to be unalived, attempted unaliving.
Yeah.
Well, Ray, let me help you out with something. We have one president at a time.
Facts.
If it was Joe Biden's fault, how is it the president of the United States was attempted to be unalived?
Yeah. Exactly.
We have one president at a time. So he was not the president, Ray. He was not the president. And I could go a step further and say, hell, he ain't the president now.
Thank you.
So because we saw the president of the United States, he was grabbing his wife's boobs on the way out of the room. Because Donald Trump is a mere puppet. Y'all want to talk about Joe Biden. You want to talk about Joe Biden, how he wasn't cognitively there.
Yeah.
But where's Donald Trump? Shout out to Nora O'Donnell, because that was a great interview.
Yeah, shout out to her.
That was a great interview for her to be attacked by a narcissistic pedophile, and she kept it moving. She didn't let it phase her. She was like the Muhammad Ali when he was floating like a butterfly and stinging like a bee.
Facts.
She was just bobbing and weaving because he was pissed off at her.
Yeah.
He was pissed off at her for asking the very question that she should have been asking. How is it that they have this manifesto so fast?
Yeah.
How is it that, I think you all have already mentioned it, that the Hilton Hotel was not locked down when the president, the vice president of the United States were in the building?
That should never, they should have never even been able to even get
Zeus,
close, remotely close.
Zeus, I've been in areas, I've been in a lot of spaces and a lot of areas that included the president of the United States. And when I tell you security is tight, security is tighter than the $2 hoe. Listen, and it's usually for a 10, 15 block radius.
Wow.
Also, the Secret Service, they go a week ahead of time. Sometimes they go longer than that.
Yeah.
They go a week ahead of time to secure the premises.
Facts.
And those premises are secured 24 hours a day, 7 days a week until the event happens where the president has left the building.
Facts.
So how you have to ask yourself, how did any of this happen? How?
How? And we can't get any answers. We can't get any answers.
Raymond consistently wanted to blame Joe Biden. Right?
That bothers me.
He wanted to blame Joe Biden, but who's the president today? Unfortunately,
his daddy, Donald Trump.
Okay, so if Donald Trump wanted to find out answers on Butler, could he not just, with the swipe of a pen,
swipe, yeah,
do that just like he could release those Epstein files with the swipe of a pen? So, Raymond, I need you to listen to logic, my friend.
Listen.
The president of the United States has power to make things happen. And if he wanted to know the real story about Butler, see, here's the thing, Raymond.
Yeah.
That should tell you everything you need to know, that he knows the real story of what happened in Butler.
He does.
He knows the real story. So why would he want it to be investigated, Raymond?
Yeah. Think about
because
that,
he knows the real story.
Thank you.
Because he was the director of it.
Thank you. Raymond.
Just like he could say, release the Kraken, the Epstein files. We didn't need an act of Congress. And that's where he pew-pewed himself in the foot.
Yeah.
By signing the legislation. We didn't need to go through that because he could have ordered the FBI, the Department of Justice.
Facts.
He could have ordered the release immediately. He still can today, Raymond.
Yeah.
He still can today. So the fact is, you got to stop defending this man and saying, no, he didn't do this, that, and the other. Because Zeus, if I accuse you of a crime, if I accuse you of a crime, Zeus, and you can prove your innocence,
Yeah, then you prove it.
would you just turn the other cheek and say, screw that, I know I'm not guilty?
No.
And just let bygones be bygones and let the court of public opinion continue to just, degrade you? Would you do that, Zeus?
Absolutely not. I wouldn't. Thank you.
So, hey, Zeus, can I veer off for 1 second, please?
Sure.
Can I veer off? I usually don't read the comments, but one comment caught my eye.
Oh.
I doubt the demon will come up, but will you bring up Vegas Girl, because she wants my attention and I want to give it to her today.
Okay, let's see. Let me see.
Vegas Girl, send him a request so he doesn't have to search for you.
It wouldn't be a show unless we had some drama. It's never a good thing when I invite Vegas up, because I know that last time I brought her up.
No drama. I'm curious as to what he meant in Angie's live when talking to Takesha. If we aimed, we wouldn't miss.
Say that again.
I'm curious as to what you meant by that when talking about what happened at the Correspondents' dinner.
Okay, I'm glad you asked that question. Are you ready for the answer, Vegas?
Vegas,
Because go ahead and mute because you got background noise.
Yeah, Vegas, are you in a stable area this time?
Yeah, I am.
Yeah, just mute. So here's what I mean by that. Not what I meant by that. Here's what I mean by that, Vegas. Because y'all like to keep blaming Democrats, right? Y'all think that Democrats don't have pew-pews because y'all think that Democrats want to take y'all pew-pews away from you. But here's the sad truth of the matter, Vegas. If it was someone that was truly a Democrat, if we aimed for him, we would not miss. So therefore, ... it was not the Democrats that tried to take him out. Because if it were the Democrats, we wouldn't miss. Because democracy is at stake, and we wouldn't let democracy down. Can I get an amen, somebody?
Who did that? Vegas. I can't hear you, Vegas.
She's always trying to come up with something. This is Vegas. She's always trying to come up with something.
That's his answer. It sounds pretty. I don't know why anyone would say something like that.
Vegas, come
when
on.
What just happened?
Vegas, come
Nothing
on.
just happened, Vegas. Nothing just happened.
That's what you think.
Nothing just happened, Vegas.
What if someone sent that to the FBI because it seemed like a threat?
Send it.
Oh, I'm
Send
not
it.
going to. I just
No,
don't
Vegas.
understand why. I don't
Vegas,
understand
I
why
am
you
on
would-
my knees begging you to send it.
I'm sure you've been on your knees a lot.
Oh, yeah, but just not in front of you. That's why you're so damn jealous.
No,
That's why you're so damn
married.
jealous.
We don't promote
No one
violence.
is jealous of
Vegas,
you, Nutty.
Vegas, I don't
You
promote
are.
violence on this
That's
show.
why you got words matter. Words matter, right?
And you know
Words
what
matter.
they do? They
so
do.
It's
So why
okay
don't you
for
hold your
to
own
say,
party?
Okay, so if someone on the right said, well, if I would have taken aim at Obama, I wouldn't have missed. I mean, you guys would be shitting your pants with outrage.
No, Vegas. No.
Oh,
Because
you
here's the thing.
would,
Vegas,
Nutty,
here's the
stop.
thing.
You've threatened the president on
Vegas,
this live before
Vegas, here's the thing.
anyways.
Vegas,
You've
are you going to
threatened
listen now?
Trump before on this live before
Vegas?
No,
anyways.
he hasn't.
Yes, he has.
Vegas, no.
Since I have Vegas, just go ahead and report me. How about that?
You've already been reported. I don't need to do it. There's
Good.
other people on here that record and do all that stuff.
Vegas.
You've already been
Vegas,
reported.
can I ask you an honest question? Why do you
I'll
think,
try to be honest.
do you really think what Nutty is saying on TikTok is more powerful than what Donald Trump has been saying? Like who's
I think the president of the United States is probably his words are more powerful.
Okay,
but,
so let's be
I don't
clear.
think someone on TikTok in the climate that we live in right now should be saying if we took aim, we wouldn't miss. I think that's just
that's his opinion.
You know what, Vegas?
It's not smart to say
Vegas,
shit like that.
Vegas, do me a favor. Cry me a river, build a bridge, and get the fuck over it.
No, I'm not crying about it. I wanted you to explain yourself.
Vegas,
because you say a lot of shit on this app.
Vegas. I just got a concern though. Like, okay, let's just say what
I don't need your concern.
Let's just say what Nutty said is bad.
Oh, it's not about you.
Let me just ask you, why do you have such a passionate understanding for the Trump, but none for the girls, the survivors of Epstein and Donald Trump?
What are you talking about? We're not even talking about
No. I need you to show the same amount of concern for the survivors and victims that have really, truly been abused by Donald Trump. And you never
because
can do
they
it.
don't
But
matter
you
to
come
her.
on my show and you found
You don't have proof that Trump did
and listen, the way
anything. You have no proof that Trump did anything.
you have the proof.
You have no proof.
Vegas.
Show me in the Epstein files.
This is
where it
why.
said
This is
Trump
why I
raped
say. This is why
someone.
I say Vegas. I think it would take us to put
It's
you
like
on.
you guys have no proof that anything was staged. It's just bullshit that we on the left, that I used to do, spew, and
We
it's
on the
dangerous.
left?
And
You're not on the left,
like
girl.
this
Girl, bye.
is the reason
Girl,
why
bye.
this stuff will continue to happen.
Vegas,
Vegas.
Why do you continue lying to yourself? You know good and well you ain't on no left.
And
I
everybody,
said I used to be on the left.
Vegas, I
Girl,
muted
stop.
you. I muted you because everybody in the audience knows it was staged. Everybody in the audience knows that Donald Trump and Epstein were best friends, and that Donald Trump continues to disrespect the women reporters. Where is your compassion for his victims?
Are you really talking about disrespect towards women when you guys do it all the time?
How do we do it, Vegas? How do we do it? Seriously, I really want to go down this road.
It's just amazing to me, Vegas. It's just amazing.
So how are you going to say it, but you're not going to entertain us?
You're
but yet you brought it up.
To women on the right all the time.
Vegas,
you guys talk about all the women on the right.
Vegas, come on, Vegas.
And stop. Give me a break.
Vegas, you know better. You know better. To me, this sounds
Please.
this seems like you found the opportunity to bring a black man down. You want to sick the police on a black man.
Of course, turn it about race, because that's what you do.
Well, you're not being consistent. If you were consistently concerned about people being abused and threatened, then I would imagine you would be very upset about what Donald Trump did on 60 Minutes yesterday.
I didn't even watch it.
Of course. When Donald Trump does something, they don't see it. They don't see it when it's Donald Trump. They see it when it's everyone else except for their daddy.
You guys are obsessed with Donald Trump.
Except for their daddy. When their daddy does something, they don't see it.
You know what's funny? You're the left are the only ones that called Trump Jesus and Daddy. Seriously.
Girl, are you freaking kidding me right now?
Vegas,
you guys are obsessed with the man that you hate.
Now watch.
You're obsessed with the man that you hate.
So Vegas, since you made the claim that you did not see it, for you, I am going to show you Donald Trump disrespecting women in terms of him disrespecting a reporter who questioned him about his relationship with Jeffrey Epstein. Let's see if we can get this on the record. And what this is, ladies and gentlemen, this is a live reaction with Vegas.
I saw this video.
No.
You just said you didn't see it.
I saw it on TikTok. I don't care.
You just said you didn't see it.
I said I didn't watch it, but I saw
you just said you didn't see it.
So
I didn't watch it.
So Vegas,
this is on TikTok.
Let's watch it together. All right.
Awesome. I don't care.
Mute up.
This quote, administration officials, they are targets. And he also wrote this, I am no longer willing to permit a pedophile, rapist, and traitor to coat my hands with his crimes. What's your reaction to that?
Well, I was waiting for you to read that because I knew you would, because you're horrible people, horrible people. Yeah, he did write that. I'm not a rapist. I didn't rape anybody.
Do you think he was referring to you?
Excuse me. I'm not a pedophile. You read that crap from some sick person. I got associated with all stuff that has nothing to do with me. I was totally exonerated. Your friends on the other side of the plate are the ones that were involved with, let's say, Epstein or other things. But I said to myself, I'll do this interview and they'll probably, I read the manifesto, as a sick person, but you should be ashamed of yourself reading that because I'm not any of those things.
Mr. President,
and
these
I was
are
never,
the gunman's words.
Excuse me. You shouldn't be reading that on 60 Minutes. You're a disgrace. But go ahead, let's finish the interview.
The other thing that he wrote in
disgraceful.
the other thing in the manifesto that I think
Vegas.
Yeah, I'm here.
Honest reaction to that.
I don't care. I wouldn't be nice to someone that called me talked about pedophile and that stuff either. So, but I don't care. I just saw that video, part of that video on TikTok. I didn't watch it because I was doing other stuff.
Here's the question. Here's the question, and
You guys
I
care
can't,
because
I
you're
can't
obsessed
stand
with
people.
Trump.
I can't stand people like this because Nora O'Donnell was doing what reporters are supposed to do. They're supposed to question everything. That's what reporters do.
And
She
never
is a
accused him.
journalist.
She
She
never
did
accused
not
him.
call Donald Trump a P3DO. She was reading based on what they released from the manifesto. I don't understand how you can still just capitulate and just say, well, I would be upset too.
And
Are you serious right now, Vegas?
What if Vegas? What if Nutty was to call you a disgrace? Would you consider that bad? Would you be mad?
I wouldn't care. Nutty is irrelevant in my life.
Well, then why are we even talking?
You know you want this caramel chocolate, Daddy. You know you want it.
And W Nutty.
You know you want it.
No, not really. I mean, Nutty, I will say this: you're not a bad-looking man. You're all right. But
I already know this.
I prefer my husband. So
Not Tinder talk, Vegas.
I'm trying to be nice.
Okay. Why do I just have a question when you were talking about we're obsessed with Donald Trump?
You are.
Are you obsessed with Zeus?
No.
You are here every single morning, and you must have to set your alarm or something, lady. You're getting up at 6:30 in the morning
I'm up anyways.
I am too, but you are setting yours. I'm getting my kids to school. You are up to come in here and watch Zeus. So
No,
if anybody's
not really.
obsessed, it's you, Vegas. It's very weird.
I like to come in here to get this reaction, Angela.
Can you
Get her.
I like to come in here because I know it aggravates you guys.
Get attention from your husband.
My
or
husband's
something.
at work making money.
How many times have I heard that excuse?
Well, my husband's making money right from here. He doesn't have
My
to go to
husband
work.
needs to go to work at 6 in the
But
morning.
you truly need to find somebody else to be obsessed with.
Hey Zeus, do you think Vegas
knowing that it
has?
aggravates you, it gives me makes
No,
me
you don't
happy.
really. You're pathetic.
Oh.
You're not. I
I
actually
say that
feel bad for you.
it's
Do you need some
hilarious.
kind
Is
of
this white on
estrogen or
white
some
crime?
kind of medication for menopause or something? Like, what is going on with you?
This
Do
is
we
white
need to
on
have
white crime. I love it.
Because to me, I would be indifferent.
Okay.
I wouldn't care one way or the other if I was.
You do
Ange
care.
called
That's
it.
why
Ange
you're
called
here.
it.
You care.
Ange called
That's
it.
why you're here.
Thank you.
do care.
No,
Hey Zeus,
don't.
do you think it's a little bit of jungle fever going on? I thought you got rid of that with Janae and Stacy. So now
I don't
Vegas
have
has a little of the
fever.
jungle
I've been
fever.
happily married for 27 years.
That doesn't mean you ain't got
32
jungle
years.
fever.
Cut it
That
out.
doesn't mean you ain't got jungle fever, boo boo.
Zeus, you know it's 32 years.
Yeah,
I don't
it's
know
32.
jungle fever.
And we solved the mystery. Vegas girl, like you said, and she's obsessed not
Ain't
just
nothing
with
wrong
me.
with jungle fever.
She actually said
there is
Nutty was
something.
okay looking too. I caught that, and so I'm now
Yeah,
going to.
I can pay him a compliment. He
Okay.
was
So,
being
ladies and gentlemen, I
silly. I was
apologize.
being silly.
Well, I'm so sorry to bring y'all into my drama. I apologize that somebody that's a stalker, she's obsessed with brothers.
You're
on
right. I'm a
TikTok.
stalker. You're right.
Thank
I'm
you,
a
Ange,
stalker.
and Vegas girl.
You're
I gotta
right,
do
I'm
this.
a stalker.
Hey,
I
Vegas.
have nothing better to do with my life than to come into
You
your
clearly
life.
don't. You're coming into the live of someone you allegedly don't like.
Yeah.
I don't go into lives
Allegedly.
of people that.
Sorry, y'all.
I've had to
You're
use
so
that word.
funny.
I've had to use that word so
FBI.
often because TikTok takes me down.
Yeah.
But anyway, you are here.
We
You're
need
setting an
FBI.
alarm to come in here. I don't go into lives of people that I don't
set an
like.
alarm.
Vegas, you've done enough. Nutty, I'm starting to. And sorry, Angie. Sorry, Nutty. Okay, but what an interesting place we've arrived
This
at.
is just entertainment.
Oh no
for
no
me.
no 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 no! You've been.
This
I
is
gotta
po-
drop her.
this
I gotta drop her.
should
She's
be
displaying
politics.
stalker behavior. I had to
And
drop that.
I'll say one last thing and I'm going to go. I host lives. I can fully admit I'm not the best debater in the world. I got all you guys coming up and you're helping out. You know, you got Nutty, everybody, you know. But this woman cannot talk politics out of her way to freaking paper bag.
Yeah.
She cannot talk politics. So you need to find a hobby. You need to find a different place. A different. No, you're not her
I'm
hobby.
not her hobby.
Did you hear that?
FBI
Get a new
help! I
hobby.
got a stalker. Sorry, Edge. Go for it.
No,
she's
that's all
crazy.
I wanted to say. Find a different side of TikTok where they, knit, make cupcakes.
Yeah.
I don't know. There are those different sides of
Yeah.
TikTok. But
Yeah.
you don't belong here. You don't know what you're saying. You say you don't even care. You don't even care that Donald Trump is a rapist. So anyway, that's all I got.
Thank you. W's in the chat for Ange and Nutty. I'm starting to see it, Nutty. You got something on the screen? She's using you to get to me. She's using.
Before I get out of here, Zeus.
Oh my God.
I'm gonna grift right now.
Okay.
I'm gonna grift right now. So this is my opponent in my election. His name is Dale Carter. As you can see right here, he posted on his Facebook and his Instagram. This is Dale Carter's America. I want y'all to look at that picture very closely. That black man to your right. Do y'all know who that is?
That's Al Green.
Representative Al Green from Texas.
Yeah.
To that woman sitting to his right.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know who that is?
That looks like I can't see it. It's blurry.
That's Representative Jasmine
I
Crockett.
thought so, Jasmine Crockett. Let's go. I knew it was
So
her.
my opponent has become Trump-esque and reposted a meme of Representative Al Green as a monkey. Look at all the hair coming out of his sleeve there. Look at his hand. Look at all how hairy he is.
Oh yeah, he did that with AI.
Yeah.
Wow.
And this is Representative Crenshaw up there as a pirate, protecting him.
That's crazy.
And he has depicted Jasmine Crockett, one of the smartest women in the United States, as an illiterate black woman working at the Waffle House.
Oh.
Now, again, working at the Waffle House, nothing wrong with that. It's an honest living, right? But if you look up at the sign above her head, it's supposed to be Learning Center. I mean, the micro, and this is a macroaggression. It's literally there. He's got Learning Center.
Yeah.
Like he's demeaning her to the point of her being a stupid, black woman.
Yeah. I see what he's doing.
This is my opponent. This is who I'm running against here in my election.
Yeah.
And he even put, y'all see it right there for yourself. Dale Carter's America.
Yeah.
Now, I want to make something clear. Dale Carter is the former voice of the Kansas City Chiefs. He used to be the voice of the Kansas City Chiefs for 13 years, up until 3 years ago. This is the type of demon the Kansas City Chiefs are, because they know all about him. And this is the type of demon that I'm dealing with.
Yeah.
So, as Takesha would say, y'all hit that Cash App.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Hit that Cash App, because this is the demon that I'm up against. And to the former First Lady, Michelle Obama, I love you, but I disagree with you.
Yeah.
Because when they go low, I'm taking them to the pit of hell.
Yes. All
And
right.
so this campaign is going to be to taking him to the pit of hell. Thank you for the time, Zeus.
All righty then, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you for the time, brother.
Oh my God, let's give Nutty a huge round of applause. No lies detected. What a show. Wow, I don't know how we kept this show on the rails. We got reported at least 8 times. Gifting suspended. Just pure chaos and pandemonium. But we've arrived at the place where Big Zeus has to get up out of here. I want to give all of you in the audience a huge round of applause, especially to the subscribers, gifters, moderators, and panelists. You do an outstanding job every morning getting the word out to everybody on TikTok and making sure we leave MAGA in a state of shock every single morning. It really is an honorable thing that I've been able to do with all of you. And I also got to give one last round of booze and shame, and you know exactly who this goes out to. I'm going to go ahead and get this to Vegas Girl and everyone else out there, all the people lusting after Big Zeus. I'm starting to understand you don't really hate me. You just hate the fact that I'm not interested in you. And you gave me everything I needed to know. You're happily married. They always tell me that, right? Oh, I'm happily married. Where's your husband at? Oh, he's at work. You know, that's a code. That's a code for those of us who've been out there sneaking and geeking. You know what I'm talking about when I say sneaking and geeking, right? We know what that means. That means, okay, the door's open and, you know, if there's an opportunity, you know, she'd be willing to let me in. I'm not going to do it. No, because I'm a man. I have morals. I have discipline. But Vegas Girl, you got to learn to be a lovable person in order to find true love. Getting on TikTok and hating on people and trying to report them and get them sent to prison and all these things is just It's not the right way to go about getting healthy attention. It's actually destructive in a way. And again, if you're married, just focus on the relationship. Build your foundation. Turn the house into a happy home. All right. Don't get on social media and be a disgusting person. And all this stuff about how you used to be on the left and now you're on the right. I don't really want to hear it. I understand very clearly what's going on. You're lusting after me, and that's not healthy. I'm flattered, but it's not healthy. And so what I'm going to do is this, Vegas girl. I roasted you last time when we saw your husband and you getting into it, and then he ran into the field. All right. And I thought you've learned that it's not a good idea, but I guess I got to do it again. Ladies and gentlemen, join me in warming up the Lake of Fire. It's not just Vegas girl, honestly, but it is everybody that supports Vegas girl and her mindset, right? She listened to Donald Trump literally disrespect a woman reporter for simply asking about the manifesto. Trump took it personal and accused her of accusing him, but she never did that. And instead of saying, you know what, Trump, you're wrong, you turned around and joined Trump in attacking the reporter. Ladies and gentlemen, let's send Vegas girl once again straight to hell. Straight to hell. Straight to hell.
Silence, you MAGA.
I got to get up out of here before y'all get me into trouble on TikTok again. You all have a wonderful morning. Take care and stay safe out there in those TikTok streets. Don't do nothing I wouldn't do. And we got to play this for Raymond, right? We got to play this for our friend Raymond.
What about body?
Bye, Rika.
Yeah.
Bye, everybody. Bye, now, Negro.
What about Biden? Stole the whole election night. Read the votes there tonight.
Yeah, that ain't right.
What about Biden? Borders wide open, let them flood in. Millions
not you, Raymond. It's a different Raymond,
where
bro.
we begin.
You know that.
What about Biden? Gas prices sky, inflation wild.
W, Tara. Yeah, Tara, it's your birthday. Where are you at, Tara? She knows I'm looking for her. She always disappears. But we got it out there. We're going to get her one day. We're going to get her.
What about Biden? Yeah. What about Biden?
Hey, W,
what about Biden?
Somebody find Tara. Tell her to come on.
In the White House, call him Sleepy Joe, cognitive decline. Everybody knows stumbling words, can't finish a sentence. Pumping on strings, who pulling the leverage? Hunter's laptop, bullets for deals. China cash flow, million concealed. Family getting pain, influence pedal while we out here struggling, pockets unsettled. Weaponized OJ, FBI raids. Mar-a-Lago storm, 100 gets praised. January 6th, locking up brands, but Joe's pacified dots in his garage, man. Keystone cancel, energy weak. Depending on foes, got $4 a week. Crime in the cities, soft on the streets, defund the police. Chaos for beat.
Hey, W sitting there. Forever damn. Gas prices. W. Wow. You know what the economy is dying? Give me yours, JC. Joe acting blind. JTA Creations. Have a great day, Rick. That's my favorite part.
What about Biden?
Hey, yeah. Great show. What about him? What about him? Yes, JD Cakes. Y'all better ask the real questions out there. I gotta get up out of here. Have a great rest of your morning.